Preloaders. This is called integrity. I'm staying true to the Preloader Nation because I put my foot down while practicing slow speed maneuvers. So I'm getting my 10 push-ups in right now for you guys. I'm locked in. I'm done.
Good, keep it loaded, keep it loaded, keep it loaded, keep it loaded. Very nice, I'm looking at the camera. Very nice, good, good, good. Preloaders, V.I.Preloaders, welcome back to the channel, guys. Always a pleasure to have you guys here with me, and you noticed by now, or at least you should. For those of you that are here for the first time, welcome to you as well. My name's Robert. I'm a retired NYPD Highway Patrol motorcycle lieutenant, and the name of this wonderful channel is Be the Boss of Your Motorcycle. And that's what not only I am trying to do today, but a bunch of other people are going to be doing today. All right? Welcome to practice session number 67. I'm out here in Sefner, Florida, right? Specifically, I'm at Gator Ford. And guys, let me tell you something. I did a separate video just talking about this dealership. And as far as I'm concerned, how unique it is for a car dealership, right? And one of the things is how tied in they are to motorcycle riding. A bunch of these guys ride to work. And right from the top, talking about the general manager down to the sales manager, they not only encourage these guys to ride, but they ride with them. They go out to lunch and ride together. I mean, it's great what they got going on here. It really is. And so much so that Mike is the one who I met in Daytona just by chance. Talking to some guys, and Mike came up, and I started talking about wanting to come out to Florida for a practice session. And he was like, listen, I got 30-something acres, Gator Ford. So I never heard of Sefner, Florida, but I know about it now, and I hope to be back here because that's the plan for me to come here quarterly and do this. But anyway, for those of you that don't know what we do here on this channel, one of the main things is motorcycle safety. And by safety, I mean actually knowing how to ride the motorcycle, right? So I focus on slow speed drills. That means riding your motorcycle between 1 and 10 miles per hour. That's where most motorcycle riders are extremely uncomfortable. And I want you to think about the numbers. I'm going to say 98 to 99% of motorcycle riders are not comfortable riding at slow speeds. They really don't know how to do it and what to do in certain situations. Now, most motorcycle accidents happen at slow speeds. That's not a coincidence, right? So that's why this is so important. And particularly out here, what we do is 14 different things, right? It's fun, right? Some people might be a little nervous, but nothing to be nervous about because you only do what you're comfortable doing, right? There's no pass or fail here, right? So I want everybody to keep that in mind. So we start out with a warm-up exercise, short starts and stops. Then we do stops and starts. We do a slow ride. We do trust and believe. We do right turns, left turns from a stop. We do a single serpentine. We do the infamous U-turn, figure 8, offset double serpentine, the Abominable Snowman, and then we have a bonus exercise. Then we have a bonus plus exercise, and we do a follow the leader, and then lastly we do a slow race, right? And I tell everybody all the time, this is not a competition. Nothing out here is set up in competition specs. But listen, I can say that till I'm blue in the face. I'm telling you guys now, these guys are going to be competing with each other because they work together, right? So if it'll be for bragging rights for them or whatever. I don't want them to get distracted though from what the real goal is out here, all right? And I don't want them, you know, they can mess with each other after this, but I don't want them to kind of do it during it, right? Because at the end of the day, I want people to be encouraged. I want their confidence levels to be risen, and that's what this is all about. Guys, one more very, very cool thing. So the highway is right in front of me, and on that highway in both directions, there's a big sign, and the sign is used to advertise stuff going on at this dealership. Guess what they put on this sign? Guys, I mean, this is not something I expected. I didn't ask for it, but Mike took it upon himself to make that happen, and I think that's just awesome, 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 right? He's trying to spread the word to people passing by, you know, that, hey, we're doing some motorcycle training here today. And the camera might not pick that up as well as I would like it to, but it's there. All right, guys? So anyway, when they all get here, we're gonna talk to them. We're gonna find out what they ride, how long they've been riding, how long they've been practicing. That's the question I really always want the answer to. And we're gonna ask them how they rate themselves, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best in slow speed maneuvers. That number's for them, right? And at the end of the day, that number may change. It may stay the same, or it may go up, right? It's very humbling out here, especially if you've never done this before. So sometimes people don't even know what to rate themselves. But that's what this is about. It's about showing you where you are and what you need to work on. And that's it. Miracles are not anticipated to happen, right? This takes time and practice. Time and practice. Now, you don't have to be crazy about the practicing, right? We're not, you know what I mean? Because sometimes people say, I don't have time to practice, but they're riding every day. What do I say all the time, guys, at the end of my videos? If you have time to ride your motorcycle, you have time to practice on your motorcycle. It's that simple. All right, guys, let's do it. All right, what's your name?
Angelo.
Where are you from, Angelo?
Brooklyn, New York.
Where do you reside now?
Plant City, Florida.
All right. How long have you been riding the motorcycle?
I've been riding a motorcycle for about 10 years.
Okay. What are you riding today?
22 Road Glide.
Nice, nice. How long have you been practicing slow speed riding?
1.5 weeks.
1.5 weeks, okay. I think you're sandbagging, but that's okay. All right, if you had to give yourself a rating, 1 to 10, 10 being the best, slow speed, what are you giving yourself?
I'll give myself a 5.
Okay. Pleasure to meet you, brother.
Likewise, thank you so much.
What's your name?
My name's Chris Seminaro.
Okay, where are you from, Chris?
I'm from Fairfax County, Virginia.
How are you affiliated with this establishment?
I'm the managing partner of this dealership.
Okay, and I want to commend you. It's a beautiful dealership, not just the building, but the way stuff is run and the people.
Oh, thank you.
Just phenomenal.
No,
Just
appreciate
phenomenal.
that.
What kind of motorcycle are you riding today?
Today I'm on a 2022 Road Glide CVO.
Beautiful. And if you had to, I'm sorry, how long have you been practicing slow speed riding?
I can't say that I've actually been practicing slow speed, but I've been riding for 30 years.
Okay, good, good.
And I have a variety of motorcycles, and I'm enjoying slow speed riding, believe it or not, more than anything.
Yeah, I believe it, I believe it.
I bought some TW200s, which are geared towards entry-level riding and slow speed riding. I have a young boy that's 10, and so I'm teaching him. This is a lot of fun. So Dad needs to refine his skill set also.
Absolutely.
And that's what today is about.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about for a lot of us. If you had to give yourself a rating, 1 to 10, 10 being the best, slow speed, what are you giving yourself?
I think I'm going to come in at a really strong 7.5.
Okay. 7.5 is good. Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, you too. Thanks so much.
All right. What's your name?
Richard Jenkins from Birmingham, Alabama.
Ah, look at that. Already helping me out with the questions.
Hey, I watch you enough.
Beautiful. How long have you been riding the motorcycle?
Off and on, like, I'd say about 25 years.
Okay, okay, good.
Yeah, I drive trucks, so
Okay.
I don't, if you add it all together, it's a lot less than that, you know.
Gotcha, gotcha. What are you riding today?
2015 Street Glide.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
How long have you been practicing slow speed riding?
Ever since I ran to you on YouTube, about a year ago? I guess.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. If you had to give yourself a rating, 1 to 10, 10 being the best, slow speed.
I'm gonna give myself a 5.
5. Pleasure to meet you.
Okay, appreciate it.
All right, Rich. What's your name?
Braden.
Braden, where you from?
From Tampa.
Tampa, good. How long have you been riding the motorcycle?
About 2 years now.
Beautiful. What are you riding today?
21 Road King.
And put that a little closer.
21 Road King, yep.
Okay, good. How long have you been practicing slow speed riding?
About 2 months now.
Okay, good. If you had to give yourself a rating, 1 to 10, 10 being the best in slow speed, what would you give yourself?
4.
Okay, pleasure to meet you, Brady.
Good to meet you too.
All right, brother. What's your name?
Marvin,
Marvin, where you from?
Orlando.
How long you been riding a motorcycle?
About 5 years.
What are you riding today?
19 Ultra Limited.
Okay. How long you been practicing slow speed riding?
Well, I'd say, I don't know, a year. Seriously, knowing that I was going to be here, 2 months.
Okay, good, good. If you had to give yourself a rating, 1 to 10, slow speed, what are you giving yourself?
In the line of under-promising and over-performing, I'd say a 2.
Okay. Pleasure to meet you, brother.
It's an honor.
What's your name, sir?
David Leatherman,
Dave, where you from?
Tampa, Jersey originally.
Ah, Northerner. I love it. How long you been riding a motorcycle?
My first bike I got when I was 9.
Okay, wow.
Rode from like 9 till about maybe 15.
Okay.
Then didn't ride till I was probably 25. Then I had kids, stopped, and just got back on it about a year ago.
Beautiful. What are you riding today?
I got an 18 Street Glide Special.
How long you been practicing slow speed riding?
Practicing? Never.
Never. Okay, good. If you had to give yourself a rating, slow speed skills, 1 to 10, 10 being the best, what would you give yourself?
Maybe a 4, 3, 4.
Pleasure to meet you, brother.
You too, thank you.
All right. Everybody's out here representing Gator Ford.
Yep.
What's your name?
Ray,
Ray, where you from?
from Georgia.
Oh, okay, beautiful. What part of Georgia?
Athens, Georgia.
Okay. How long you been riding a motorcycle?
Probably off and on about 3 or 4 years.
Okay, good. What are you riding today?
I'm riding a 2010 Saltair.
Okay, good, good. The company motorcycle, so to speak. Okay. How long you been practicing slow speed riding?
None.
Okay, good. If you had to give yourself a rating, 1 to 10, 10 being the best slow speed, what would you give yourself?
Probably 3.
All right. Pleasure to meet you, Ray.
Pleasure to meet you too, man.
All right. What's your name?
My name's Casey.
Casey, where you from?
I'm from Tampa, Florida.
How long you been riding a motorcycle, Casey?
A little over a year.
Good, good. What are you riding today?
I'm riding a 2010 Ultra Limited.
Beautiful, beautiful. And when you guys see this Ultra Limited, you're not gonna, it don't look like an Ultra Limited, but he made it into an Ultra Limited. And this motorcycle was his father's motorcycle. Your father recently passed?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my condolences to that again to you. But you guys, you'll see. Actually, you already saw it because I showed you. How long have you been practicing slow speed riding?
I did the MSA safety course, and then I just every now and again in a parking lot try to do some things.
Okay. If you had to give yourself a rating, 1 to 10, 10 being the best slow speed, what are you giving yourself?
Probably a 1.5.
All right, good to meet you, brother.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Keith,
Keith, where you from?
Punta Gorda, Florida.
Okay. How long have you been riding a motorcycle?
Off and on for quite a few years, but
Okay.
I don't have that many miles under
Okay.
my belt.
Okay. What are you riding today?
2016 Fat Boy.
And how often do you practice slow speed riding?
Well, I just ran into your videos about 2 months ago.
Okay, okay.
And so I've kind of watched what you do.
Yeah.
Thought it'd be nice to come out and try to
Okay.
do some of the exercises.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. If you had to give yourself a rating, I know this is probably kind of tough. 1 to 10,
Yeah.
10 being the best slow speed?
I'm going to guess maybe between a 2 or a 3.
All right, good to meet you, brother.
Good to meet you.
All right, guys, so we're going to get started. It's already heating up out here, but I'm excited, guys. All right, nothing else to say. Let's do it. All right, you guys ready? Yes, sir. Good morning. Welcome to practice. Now, I already know there's some people here that aren't even subscribed. They said they're going to take care of that, and I appreciate that. So some of the things I'm going to go over with you, it's probably the first time you're going to hear it if you've never watched the videos. Welcome to practice session number?
67.
Boom. There we go. There we go. Practice session number 67, guys. We're going to go over a couple of ground rules. Safety. Again, you guys are Floridians, so I'm going to talk to you about helmets. I don't give a crap if you wear a helmet or not. It's totally up to you, right? But just keep in mind that even at slow speeds, you can fall and hit your head, you know? And I don't wear a helmet when I'm out here doing slow speeds, but I take that risk because, I mean, what if I have a seizure or something crazy happens? I don't have any control when I fall. My head's going to hit the ground, so keep that in mind. People have asked me, I don't understand, how could you teach people how to do this and not make them, require them to wear helmets? And it's because I want to make sure as many people as possible want to come out here and practice. And there's some people that if you say you got to wear a helmet, they'll say, screw it, I'm not going to practice. If you don't wear a helmet, that only affects you. But if you don't know what you're doing on one of these things, It affects everybody around you. That's why group rides are so scary. 98% of motorcycle riders really don't know how to ride a motorcycle. They really don't. They know how to sit on the motorcycle and throttle it. And once it starts to move, it doesn't need a lot of input from you, right? So that's why I'm happy that you guys are here. And keep in mind, these are not hollow grounds. Like, miracles are not supposed to happen out here. I'm not saying it's impossible, but my point is, the goal today is to recognize and learn what you need work on, right? What are your weak points? And then work on that, right? Practice that. Do you need a lot of time to practice? Do you need cones? No. So if you know you struggle in exercise number 4, making right turns and left turns from a stop, you could practice that anywhere, right? And you could practice that right before you go on your ride, because I say it at the end of all my videos, if you have time to ride your motorcycle, you have time to practice, period. It's that simple. It's a state of mind. So if you say to yourself, every time I stop, I'm gonna make sure I stop nice and smooth, then you're actively practicing that skill, because that is a skill, and we're gonna go over that first today, as a matter of fact. Okay, if at any time you guys have any questions, please ask them. There's no such thing as a stupid question, and even if you think you don't need to ask it, this is being watched all over the world, so somebody's thinking the same thing you're thinking. The other benefit of this today is it's going to be recorded. Everything's going to be recorded. So sometimes that third person perspective of watching yourself is a huge learning tool. That, and if you're focusing a lot on what's going on, you're not really hearing me. But when you go home, you can put it on your big screen and watch it, and everything is as clear as day. All right? Next. All right, I'm going to say this. I may as well put some quotations up. This is not a competition, right? I know some of you guys are going to be competing with each other, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with some friendly competition. But don't let that distract you from what's going on out here today, right? This is a positive learning environment. Everything about my channel and about me is positive, period. There's no arrogance. There's no judgment. Take your egos and leave them in the grass. You can pick them up before you leave, because we're here to learn. We have all different skill levels here, right? And that's the beauty of this. And this is an each one, teach one environment. So if you see something that can help me or anybody here, please share it. Don't assume I know everything, because I don't. And it's not always about right or wrong, guys. Sometimes it's just about a better way, right? There's a million ways to do everything. So, like you said, you've been riding for, oh my God, since you were 9? You 30 years, Chris? Okay. You could have been doing something for 30 years wrong, right? It doesn't, I don't like to use the word wrong. There's probably a better way to do it. So I'll introduce something to you if I feel I should. And you can either say, I'm going to try to adopt it, or you can say, screw you, Rob. This has been working for me, and that's fine. But keep in mind that just because something's been working doesn't mean it's the best way for you to do it. All it takes is one incident and you not doing something a certain way, and that could be the end of your motorcycle riding career, or you, period, right? So that's what we want to take care of that out here. Any questions on that? Anybody nervous? Okay, good. And that's normal, right? That's normal. But keep in mind, like, even if I was going to be in a competition, I'm going to feel some type of nerves, right? That's normal. But what we're practicing for out here today is, I don't want you to feel nervous when you have to slow down. I was just telling, I forgot who I was telling that. A motorcycle is the only vehicle that you get nervous the slower you go, right? So I want a U-turn to be second nature for you guys. Like, I don't want you to have to think twice about it. Nothing crazy, nothing out here. Well, let me not say nothing out here, except for bonus stuff. None of this stuff is set up extremely tight. This is not a competition. We're not motor officers. All of this stuff is set up wide enough. I'm not talking about this. That's a bonus exercise. An 18-foot U-turn is not necessary. Is it nice to do? Yeah, it looks good too. And I want you to put this into perspective. All we're going to be doing today is right turns, left turns, going straight. That's all we're doing. But I can guarantee you, if I do a tight U-turn on my motorcycle, and I do it all the time just to start a conversation, if somebody goes by doing a wheelie, they're going to get less attention than I am. I'm just turning the vehicle around, right? That's what's so upside down about motorcycle riding, and that's what I'm working on. Is I'm pushing the rock up the hill. Now the good thing is, I think by next month I'll have 100,000 subscribers, right? But keep in mind, in YouTube, 78% of people that watch my channel are not subscribed. So it could be a lot higher than that, but the point is, it's making a difference, right? It's making a difference. And I'm guaranteeing all of you, If you struggle at slow speeds, if you're walking with your bike or anything like that, once you get this skill down, oh my God, you're gonna love riding your bike so much more. That's a guarantee, or your money back, right? Don't lie to me and tell me it's a guarantee, right? You're gonna enjoy it way more, and it's gonna change your lens. And by that I mean, you're gonna start looking at people that ride with you, or even people you don't know, differently. And all I ask is, don't judge them, help them. Now, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. You tell them about the channel, and if they go, I'm good, those two words drives me crazy. I'm good, you know, but sometimes you don't know what you don't know. Any questions? Outstanding. Okay, there's no pressure out here, guys, right? So if there's something that you don't feel comfortable doing, you don't have to do it. It's that simple. All of these exercises build on one another, and I set it up that way for a reason. That doesn't mean that you're gonna get better as you go on. And it also doesn't mean you can't, just because you struggle with 4, doesn't mean you're gonna struggle with 6. We all learn differently, right? So, with that being said, no pressure. I'll leave it at that. There's no pressure. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do today, guys, is what I was talking to you about. We're gonna do short starts and stops on your motorcycle. Do we all understand how motorcycles work? Meaning, what keeps the motorcycle up at slow speeds, Chris?
Friction. Their shaft. Friction.
Friction. All right. Power to the rear wheel. We all understand that's what's keeping this bike up at slow speeds, right? Right? Okay. So if we know that that's what keeps it up, we know that this motorcycle with power, it wants to stand up and it wants to go straight. That's why it doesn't need you with power. You could jump off, it'll keep going. We're good, right? So with that being said, if we know that, if at any time you feel like you're gonna drop your motorcycle, what's the answer? That's right. Provide sufficient power to the rear wheel. Do not put a foot down. If you put your foot down today, it's a 10 push-up penalty, right? It's voluntary, right? Okay, we're not duck walking today either. 1 foot or 2, all right? And we're gonna go over what we're gonna do instead of duck walking. But as long as we understand that I don't want you to put your foot down, we just need power to the rear wheel, we're good. But I do understand, I recognize that we're fighting instincts. If I push you in your back, we don't have to teach you to put your arms out. It's an instinct. And if you feel falling on your motorcycle, that instinct also kicks in. But this is not the answer, especially on these bikes, you know, because if the bike is falling, you put your foot down, the bike is moving forward, your foot's moving backwards. All of our bikes, except for maybe the Heritage, there's something hard waiting for your heel. That's how we break ankles. It happens all the time, or break feet. Don't put your foot down, period. Again, this is something that you have to practice. Muscle memory is another part of practicing. We have to reprogram your brain to associate opening up your clutch, not putting out your foot, all right? That's what we have to do. And that's not gonna happen overnight because we're fighting an instinct. So every now and then when somebody's practicing, I'll see them go like this. I love that. That's them fighting that instinct and winning that battle. They won that battle. And the more they do that, they're gonna start to trust and believe. Are you guys familiar with trust and believe? We're gonna do it today. That's exercise number 3. You have to really trust and believe that as long as you provide sufficient power to the rear wheel, the motorcycle's not gonna fall. You have to trust and believe that. And once you trust and believe that, everything else on your motorcycle, slow speed, is so much easier because then you can get over that, I don't wanna drop the bike, I don't wanna drop the bike. Nobody wants to drop their bike, right? But if you're gonna drop it, this is the place to do it, right? Everybody, for the most part, I see has engine guards and saddlebag guards. I've dropped my CVO, actually all of them, multiple times. Now I got motorcycle drop guards on them, but even before I had them, the engine guards and the saddlebag guards, they work. Trust me, they work. And if you drop your bike, it's gonna put scuffs on the guards underneath it where you have to get under the bike to even see it. So don't worry about it, it's protected. You're good, all right? But this is the place to drop it. People that say I've been riding for years, decades, and I never dropped my bike, I always wanna see how they ride. And when I see them timidly riding, they're a disaster waiting to happen. I'm letting you guys know, disaster waiting to happen. All right, short starts and stops. We're gonna do it at those cones over there, the high cones. Those cones are 15 feet apart. And what do I want you guys to do? Every time you stop your motorcycle, this is how your foot should come down. Bing, or bing, right? Not like this. Definitely not with 2 feet because you're grabbing the front brake. Front brake's also a 10 push-up penalty today. If you grab your front brake today, during slow speed maneuvers. I'm not talking about if you're going to ride from here to there and you're going 20 miles an hour. We know that if you really want to stop this motorcycle, really want to stop it, it's both brakes. But if you're going 25 miles per hour, the front brake will suffice. But when you're ready to stop that motorcycle, you should be on your rear brake only. If you're in a slow speed, all right, think about this. The friction zone. Friction zone is a good place to be in, right? Most motorcycle riders aren't comfortable riding in the friction zone, and then there's a lot of misconception about, am I going to burn my clutch out? I'm going to wear out my brake pads if I drag the rear brake? All of these are nonsensical things to say because A, your clutch is designed to be ridden in the friction. It's a wet clutch. It's not a truck. It's designed to be ridden in the friction zone, right? You still have to do that intelligently, right? Your brake pads and your clutch are wear items anyway. So they're not meant to last forever. It's like saying I don't want to ride my motorcycle because I don't want to wear out the tires. Yeah, they're going to wear out eventually. Anything with use is going to wear out eventually. All right, so you guys know when you're coming to a stop? Because I saw Chris's reaction when I said no front brake. Here's how motorcycle riders normally stop. They have momentum, they pull the clutch all the way in, and at speed, which, you know, sometimes it's going to work out fine balance-wise. And then when they start feeling that, in their minds, oh shit, time to stop. Front brake, and that's why you see drops, and that's why you see unsteady stops. Okay, how do you smooth out your stops? A, you finish them off with the rear brake. So when you want to use your front brake while you're stopping, that's fine. But right before you stop, get off of that front brake, rear brake only. Your front brake is too much stopping power to try to gingerly stop your motorcycle. Your front brake is for stopping, your rear brake is for control of your motorcycle at slow speeds, all right? Control of your motorcycle, and that's what we want. We have 3 C's in Preloader Nation. Confidence, that's what we're gonna be working on today because everything follows that. Control and consistency, and we're gonna talk about consistency all throughout the day. So, we already talked about what if you're stopping and now you start feeling that. I already told you it's not time to stop yet. How are you gonna smooth that out? Well, yeah, we already said that power to the rear wheel, the bike wants to stand up. So if we're not ready to stop, go back into the friction zone, right? Rear brake at the same time. If you use the friction zone and you drag your rear brake at the same time, that stabilizes your motorcycle, it makes it rigid, it makes it want to stand up. That's how you come to a smooth stop and your foot comes down like this. This is also about coordination too. A lot of the times we're not coordinated. So if you do stuff out of order, your stop's gonna look crazy. But if you're coming to a stop, you're applying a proper amount of pressure on the rear brake, and it's gradually getting more and more and more. I mean, it's not a surprise when you're going to stop your motorcycle. You're in control of that. So the more pressure you put, you know. So I'm going to demonstrate this to you just really quickly. All right, anybody have any questions? Okay. So I'm going to ride toward you. All day today, I want you to listen to your engines. Listen to the throttle. Listen to how it sounds. I'm sorry, I have to go over this. I forgot. You guys, preload your throttles. Preload and keep it loaded. That's what it says on the back of my shirt. I'm referring to your throttle. Preloaded, that means raise your RPMs up above idle. Not too high, not too low. I'm more concerned with them being too low. So the good thing about these motorcycles, I'm familiar with them. On my Harley Davidson, if I let my motorcycle idle, it's gonna idle like this while it's moving. It doesn't idle smooth. Some motorcycles, Hondas and BMWs, they can do maneuvers no preload at all because the idle is high enough and smooth. That's not the case here. So we preload our throttles, listen to that sound, and your goal today is to keep that sound steady. That's your goal. Listen to it. I don't care about everything else because the only way it's going to fall is if you don't have enough power. Now, of course, that includes your clutch too. So what I say is anything we're going to do today, we're going to follow 5 steps all day today. Step number 1 is always step number 1. Make sure the motorcycle's in first gear, right? Step number 2, cover the rear brake. We cover the rear brake before we move because when we start to move, sometimes we're going to be starting off using that rear brake. We're going to be dragging it. But we cover it the whole time we're operating because if we ever need it, we're already there. If you keep your foot off the rear brake and then you need it, you're going to smash at it. So I say keep your egos to the side because we're going to be like ballet dancers today. Everything we do has to be subtle with fluidity and smooth. If you're going at high speeds and you do something herky-jerky, it's not a big deal. But going slow, everything's exaggerated. So nice and smooth, that means you shouldn't be Your hand shouldn't be doing this, your foot shouldn't be doing this, your bike shouldn't be doing this. Smooth everything out, and that's gonna be help covering the rear brake. Step number 3, preload your throttle and keep it loaded. And keep it loaded. And keep it loaded. I'm saying that over and over because what happens is people will preload it, and then as soon as they get to the next step, they forget about it, and I hear the throttle going down. And this is when it's most important, because when you're about to move, that's why people stall. No big deal if you're going straight, but if you don't get in the habit of listening to that throttle, that means you're gonna do that all the time, and you're gonna be in a turn. That's when stuff happens, all right? Step number 4, we're gonna slowly release the clutch into the friction zone. Slowly, we do everything smooth. And then step number 5, as soon as your motorcycle starts to move, guys, pick up that left foot. As soon as it starts, I don't wanna see this. No, trust and believe it's gonna be all right. All right, I'm gonna ride towards you. I want you to listen to my throttle. I'm gonna pull a clutch in, but as soon as the motorcycle, as soon as I start feeling a little bit of unsteadiness, I'm gonna raise my RPMs a little bit. I'm gonna go back into the friction zone, 30% friction zone, 70% rear brake, because we still wanna stop, okay? It's the same as you driving your car, except we don't have automatic transmissions. If you lift your foot off the brake, your car starts to move. The more you lift it, the faster it's gonna go, right? And sometimes in my car, I practice this. I try to gradually apply my brakes so that when I stop, nobody's head does this, right? That's about being coordinated. It's the same thing on your motorcycle. So when you're coming to a stop, pressure, 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 friction, 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 and you know, boom. These things gotta work together. That's when you're the boss of your motorcycle, knowing what to do, when to do it, and how to do it based on the circumstances. All right. Clutch in, rear brake, rear brake, rear brake. When I get that slow, see how my foot came down? That's how your foot, I want you stopping like that all day today, all day. Now we're on 2 wheels, so it's gonna be times when, you know, your balance might be off a little bit and you might have to finish it off at the last minute with the front brake because you're falling to the right. You wanna put your right foot down. That depends on what's going on, because if you have room in front of you, you don't have to do that. If you feel that falling, open up the clutch. It always wants to stand up. Rear brake at the same time, get yourself situated. Boom, all day today, that's how I want you stopping. Okay, now, short starts and stops. These cones are 15 feet apart. I want you to start at one cone and stop at the next cone. Your front wheel, don't pass the cone. This is about being situationally aware too. You should always know where your motorcycle is. So if I tell you to stop at the cone and the cone's right here, and I told you to stop at your front wheel, you know, we gotta kind of reevaluate some stuff. So, when you take off, most motorcycle riders don't like slow speed riding, they don't. So how do they deal with that? One of 2 ways. Either they introduce speed, because speed's gonna take over, they don't have to be the boss, or they do this. We already said we ain't walking the bike, we're just not doing it. It's not how it was designed to be ridden. So when you take off, follow the first 5 steps all day. Make sure it's in first gear. Physically do it, it's a rectangle. Make sure it's in first gear. Cover the rear brake. Preload and keep it loaded. Slowly release the clutch. And then as soon as it starts to move, pick up your foot. If you do that smoothly, it's not gonna be an issue for you to start out smoothly. I don't want you starting out like this, right? I'm looking at your front forks. They shouldn't be going like this, right? Start off smooth, stop smooth. So I'm gonna tell you that when you start off, you should be in the friction zone the whole time, if it's necessary. Preload, keep it loaded, start off, foot up. And the point is, I don't want to see, you shouldn't be able to go straight. It means you're going too fast. I want you to work it out and then come to a smooth stop. We're gonna do that, and then after that, we'll move on. But does anybody have any questions about that?
You'll demonstrate that, correct?
I'll demonstrate it, yes. Yeah, and if you guys need me to demonstrate something, absolutely, I'll demonstrate it.
Everything.
Yeah, everything, okay. See how my foot is coming down nice and easy? How I'm taking off nice and easy? That's what I want you guys to do. Beautiful. Beautiful. One more time. Excellent, Chris. You can go park. Do it just like that. Good. That's okay. One more. Good job. Nice steady throttle. Excellent. It's okay. Good, one more. All right, good job. That's 10 push-ups, front brake. So far, we're looking good. He's not covering the rear brake. All right, you know why your stop was that abrupt? Because you didn't have your foot covering the rear brake. You started off without the rear brake, and that's why when you went to it, you smashed on it. Cover it, put your foot on it. There we go. Remember, light pressure, that's all you need on that rear brake. Nice and easy. Head and eyes, straight ahead. All right, remember the first 5 steps, you gotta preload that throttle. You're starting off with the throttle low, that's why you feel falling. Preload, good, keep it loaded. Keep it loaded, keep it loaded. Easy on that rear brake. Don't worry about it, don't get frustrated, we just got here. We're warming up. That's why this is the warm-up exercise. Keep it loaded, throttle's too low, that's all that is. All right, you can go park. Good job. Yeah, he just has to concentrate on keeping that throttle loaded. And make sure he's covering that rear brake right from the start. All right, brother. That's 10 push-ups. All right, stop. There we go. So, the good thing about Harley Davidson is it's going to let you know if your throttle's too low. Your whole engine is shaking. Preload and keep it there. Keep it loaded. All right. All right, now you're taking off too fast and you passed the cone. All right, do this cone. There we go, there we go. Smooth stop. You passed the cone again. All right, you can go park. That's why this is the warm-up exercise, people. All right, good. Head and eyes, straight ahead. Nice. All right, keep that throttle loaded one more time. Keep it loaded. Good job, brother. You can park. Nice. Smooth as butter, baby. Look at the takeoff. Very nice. Head and eyes, straight ahead. I'm not even going to waste your time doing it anymore. You can go park. That was good, man. All right? Don't worry about that. Good. Preload. Let me hear it. I don't hear it. Good. Keep it there. Good. Head and eyes straight ahead. One more time. That one was beautiful. Good job. You can go park. Nice. Very nice. His head and his eyes are straight ahead. One more. Outstanding, man. Outstanding. You can go park. All right, next cone. See how your whole bike is shaking? Yeah. Your throttle's too low. Preloading, keep it there. Keep it there. Keep it there. Good, look at the difference. All right, good. There we go. One more time, a little slower. That's the best one. Park by the trailer. Good job. Guys, we're only doing this once. But I want you, okay, you can do it again. If you already went, park by the trailer. Good. Head and eye, straight ahead. Good. Nice and easy. Preload. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Rear brake, rear brake, rear brake. Good. Nice and easy. Preload. Keep it loaded. Rear brake. Easy, easy, easy. All right, one more. Make it count. Make it count. Preload and keep it loaded, brother. That's all that is. Throttle's too low. Keep it loaded. All right. All right, guys, we're going to talk about this exercise. So important. And then we'll move on to exercise number 1. All right. So, as far as I'm concerned, that's one of the most important exercises out here. And it's and why do I say that? Because if you ride a motorcycle, you have to do that. There's no way around it. You have to start and you have to stop. And if you struggle doing it, you need to practice it. That's all. So this is what I mean when I say it doesn't matter how long you've been riding. If you don't practice these things, then you're just going to be doing something wrong for decades, right? A couple of you guys, one of the advantages of Harley Davidsons is if the throttle's too low, it's going to tell you in 2 ways. One, you hear it going cluck, 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 cluck. But if you're hard of hearing, you should feel it. Because I know I can see it. Your whole inch, we know they're shaking like crazy anyway, but it's going to shake even more. Your whole engine is like this. It's warning you, I'm about to shut off. And some of you are like, nah, you ain't going to do it. And then, you know. So, so the reason why I'm going to harp on that here is because I'm guaranteeing you, if you're not paying attention to how high your RPMs are here, you're going to do the same thing in a turn. No big deal if you stall going straight. Just put your foot down. But if you stall while you're turning, it's going to, most likely it's going to fall. Not the end of the world, but nobody wants to do that. It's avoidable. Most motorcycle accidents, that doesn't count as an accident, but most motorcycle accidents are avoidable. This is why we do this, because we have to put tools in your tool belts. Your options out there in the real world are limited to your skill level. And if your skill level is 0 because you never practice, then those are your options. So when something happens where I have a bunch of things I know I could do, you're like, squeeze and hope for the best, right? But we're going to take care of that here. So please, that's why I give you 5 steps. With most of you, it said, screw you, Rob, I'm not doing your 5 steps. But if you don't do my 5 steps, usually it's going to show. If I see you start and both your feet are on the ground and then you pick both your feet up, I already know you're not following the first 5 steps because you're supposed to be covering the rear brake, right? And yeah, Dave, yeah. Dave, when he started out, his foot was on the footboard. And then when he wanted to stop, he went like this, his bike went like that. That's why we keep our foot on it. Now remember, the rear brake and your clutch are working together in harmony. Don't use too much rear brake. That's when you run into clutch problems, right? If you feel a bike going like this and you're not moving, but that means you're holding the rear brake. That's why the bike's not moving. Trust me, guys, all you need is a little bit of pressure. And if you feel like you need more pressure, sometimes you just need to pull the clutch in a little bit. A lot of finesse, right? Small increments of movement on your motorcycle are all that's required, really, right? Okay, anybody have any questions on that? Again, everybody out here except for the company motorcycle, Nobody has stock exhaust, do they? Good. I know you can hear it. You're just not listening to it. Listen to the sounds, and when you hear me moving, let me show you guys something. So I'm gonna make a U-turn here. I'm just gonna keep making a U-turn. I'm gonna drag my footboards. I'm not asking you to do something that extreme, but I'm doing it to illustrate a point, and the point is sufficient power to the rear wheel is gonna keep the bike up, going straight. We're not leaning until we get to exercise number 5. Everything's gonna be straight up. The more you lean the motorcycle, the more reliant that power is, right? But I want you to listen to my throttle. It's not gonna be high, it's not gonna be low, but it's gonna be steady. Like you wanna keep it, like if it's an EKG machine, I want a flat line, right? That's what I want. Now we're not robots, there's gonna be fluctuation, but if you're always listening to it and you hear, whoa, that's too low, give it a little bit more. Or whoa, that's too high, let it go a little bit, right? Always listen to it, but it's all about this too. Because you could be at 8,000 RPMs. If this is pulled in, it's pointless. So you need to be in the friction zone enough. So what do I mean? When your motorcycle starts to move, right? We're not at these exercises where we're going to be turning yet, but I already told you keep the throttle steady, right? Wherever you are in the friction zone, stay there. I don't want you messing around with anything. That's when stuff starts going like this. When you have enough when you have enough power going to the rear wheel, you feel all day today, you should feel your motorcycle pulling you through stuff. When you feel that, just keep it there. Then everything you do, just use the rear brake to control your speed. I'm simplifying this for you. And the better you get at this, then you can rely less on the rear brake. But it's always going to be rear brake, clutch, or a variation of the two. So just listen to my throttle. That's all I want you to do. And I'm trying to keep it steady. Steady. Now, coming out of a turn, we talked about this yesterday, and I told you, I'm not going to tell you, I'll wait till tomorrow. He was trying to get some scouting reports. When I'm coming out of that turn, this is where a lot of motorcycle riders have issues. Like, my bike was leaned over, and then I saw something. That's one of two things. The main thing is they're not turning their head and their eyes before they commit to that turn. So when they see it, that's why it's a surprise. And because the bike's leaned, and they don't have any tools in the tool chest, grab the front brake, the bike falls down, and now they want to be mad at the person or the animal or whatever the hell it was that got into their way. When really, we just talked about what do we need to do if we want this bike to stand up? Provide power, right? But of course, if something's there, we're not just trying to throttle out and go through it. That's why we do the same thing we did there. Rear brake at the same time as the friction zone, just to right the motorcycle. Then you can complete the stop and stop just like I stopped. Boom, coming out of that turn. Boop. Boop. That's how you should be stopping on your motorcycle all the time. Now, a couple of you guys, you were already shit, because you're stopping. We just got here. That's why that's called the warm-up exercise. But keep in mind, that's the fundamentals. That you're going to be doing that all day, and I'm going to be watching it all day. Every time you stop your motorcycle, I want to see you stopping just like that. All right? Any questions? Outstanding. All right. Next exercise. Exercise number 1. This is going to be stopping and starting. You guys are going to go down here. You can go to the last light pole, And you're going to come back here toward me. Now, this is not emergency braking. I don't need you coming at me 50 miles per hour. But I do want you to be in second gear. You don't have to be going fast to be in second gear. Purpose of this exercise is I want you to be accustomed to braking, which either your front brake or both brakes initially, downshifting at the same time. Because when we emergency brake, and if you guys don't normally practice, I know you're not practicing emergency braking. You probably know about oh shit braking, but there's a difference because we don't grab at anything on this motorcycle. I told you everything we do is subtle. So if I'm riding my motorcycle down the highway and it's a nice day, I'm looking and then I look back and the traffic's not moving in front of me, oh crap. So I'm gonna brake. What am I doing at the same time, Chris?
Your rear brake.
And? Twisting the throttle, no.
Downshifting.
Yes, downshifting. Get down to first gear if you can, right? See, most people don't know this. So if you downshift, if you don't downshift, and you're fortunate enough to stop, now, like, I'm sure you guys do the same thing, car or motorcycle. If you stop short, you look in your mirror. and now you see the car behind you is not stopping. He's got his thumb up his ass too. If you're in 6th gear, you're screwed, right? Now, let's suppose you have the presence of mind to downshift. Downshift, 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 down. You get all the way down to 1st gear. Look in the rearview mirror, he's not moving. If you don't have this stuff down packed, you're still screwed, because this ain't the time to be trying to do this. You should be able to just, right? That's slow speed maneuvers. This skill always comes in, because this is the skill that actually shows you know how to ride a motorcycle, not just ride on a motorcycle, all right? Okay, so as you guys are coming toward me, downshift to 1st gear, front brake, rear brake at the same time, or front brake alone, and right before you stop, get off that front brake, rear brake only, boom. That's how I want you to stop. So again, we're practicing that, but now we're doing it coming from some speed, okay? And remember, your rear brake is the finishing brake. If anybody's familiar with painting, the roller, that's your front brake. But when we want to fine tune stuff and smooth it out, rear brake only, okay? All right, and listen, a couple of you guys already owe me a couple of some push-ups from touching that front brake. So sometimes I'll have people grabbing the front brake, squeezing the front, I'm sorry. They'll be on the rear brake going 25 miles per hour because they just want to make sure they don't have to do push-ups. I'm like, oh, listen, if you want to stop this bike, I want to get you accustomed to transitioning. Boom, boom, front brake, front. It could be right before you're going to stop and then you get off. That's fine. Just don't finish the whole stop on this front brake, right? Just because it's possible doesn't mean it's the best way to do it. All right, any questions? All right, guys, exercise number 1. All right, between these 2 light poles, go around and park facing this way. Not these 2, the next 2. Mm-hmm.
Not the second pole, but between
Yep.
the third and fourth.
Between right here, right there.
Okay, that's simple.
Cover that rear brake, good. All right, preload, preload. Let go of that front brake. That's another 10 push-ups. You're on the front brake the whole time. All right, park next to him. Cover the rear brake. Preload the throttle. Follow the first 5 steps. Preload, good. This plate says more cop. He didn't follow the first 5 steps because I saw both his feet come up. It's a process. Oh yeah, you're gonna be the valedictorian, but you didn't follow the first 5 steps when you took off. I saw 2 feet come up. Good job, you can park over here. Preload, good. Two feet down. Oh, we got some cloud coverage. I'm appreciating it. Outstanding. Good. Reload. Park over here. Good. Tire performance with the Z-rings. Very nice. Nice preload. Nice takeoff. I'm not just paying attention to the stopping, I'm paying attention to the starting. So he just stops and starts. All right, the breeze feels nice. Nice. Looking good, looking good. Outstanding. Preload, preload. See, this is why I'm always paying attention to the starting. If you follow the first 5 steps, that's not gonna happen. Step number 3, preload and keep it loaded. Looking good, brother, looking good. See, that's a nice preload. Outstanding. All right. All right, guys, we're gonna move on to exercise number 2, the slow ride. Warriors. You guys look like you mean business. All right, good job. So of course, I'm paying attention to you stopping, but the exercise is called stops and starts. I'm paying attention to how you take off too. And some of you guys, same thing, when you take off, shows me you're not following the first 5 steps. Step number 3 is preload the throttle and keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. So I put steps on this because people that are still trying to figure this out, if you feel like you're forgetting something, your brain just starts to race. But if you have steps to follow, just go through the steps in your mind, and at some point, the steps just disappear. You just do it because it's a part of your muscle memory. All right? Any questions on that? All right? Guys are looking good, looking good. The difference between that exercise coming to a stop and that one is you're coming to a stop, you have some momentum, it's easier to do it, especially if you keep your speed up longer than less. Does that make sense? That way it's gonna it's gonna stay up for you longer, and then you can just come to a stop. But when you're doing short starts and stops, most motorcycle riders don't like traffic. It ain't because they don't wanna sit in traffic, it's because they don't know what the hell they're doing, right? So that's not gonna be you guys, if it was you guys. All right, your bike's still on. Next exercise, guys, exercise number 2 is the slow ride. Later on, we're gonna be doing a slow race. But this is not a race, this is a slow ride. So the purpose of this exercise is I want you to go, just like you took off right here, but now you're not gonna be stopping, you're gonna keep going. And the goal is to go as slow as you can, and every time you feel like you're gonna fall and you wanna put a foot down, remember, preload and keep it loaded. So when you start moving your motorcycle, your throttle's loaded. Listen to it. So if you ever feel unsteady, all you have to do is that, right? Now you can do this in one of 2 ways or 3 ways. You can open up your clutch, have your motorcycle start to move, and then pull it all the way in and let the momentum carry you until you feel, uh-oh, open it up again, close it again. Or preload your throttle, keep it loaded, open up your clutch into the friction zone, keep it there, and just drag the rear brake. Or a variation of both, right? I'm gonna be walking aside you. Don't pass me. I want you to ride at my walking pace. Now, I'm not gonna be walking like this, so don't worry about it. I'm gonna be walking at a normal pace, right? Just don't pass me, keep your head and your eyes straight ahead, right? That's how we balance best on the motorcycle. Any questions? Okay, all right guys, exercise number 2, slow ride. You duck walking that motorcycle right in front of me. All right, you ready? Let's do it. Very good. Park where you were before. Good. 1 foot down. All right. So what you're still doing is when you start to stop, as soon as you feel like the bike's falling, that's when you say, all right, I got to stop now. And you put the brake down hard, and that's why you're stopping like this. When really all you have to do is if you're not ready to stop, provide power to the rear wheel, but use the rear brake at the same time, it's going to bring you to a smoother stop. Okay? Ready? All right, let's do it. Preload. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. It's fighting you. Keep that throttle loaded. Keep it loaded, keep it loaded, keep it loaded. Good, good. All right. So he's fighting that bike. He's fighting it. I don't want him to fight it. Nice, ready? All right, let's do it. Beautiful. Listen to how steady his throttle is. Head and eye, straight ahead. Outstanding, man, outstanding. Outstanding. Right from the start. All right, good. You ready? Nice steady throttle, very good. Head and eye, straight ahead. Slow down, slow down, slow down. All right. Now I told him to slow down because you can see he's straight as an arrow. And if you can go straight like that, you're going faster than I want you to be going. Good, ready? Let's do it. Good job. Nice and smooth. Get that foot up. All right, ready? Let's do it. Beautiful. Good job. Very good. 1 foot down, 2 feet down. As soon as it starts to move, pick that bike up. All right, so you're pulling up at idle. I can see your engine is like, keep the RPMs up, keep them elevated. All right, cover that rear brake. You ready? Let's do it. Keep it loaded, keep it loaded. See, it's going down. Keep it up, keep it right there. Nope, nope, too low. Preload, give me some more preload. Keep it there, right there. Open up the clutch some more. If you feel it falling, it just means you need power. All right. How long you said you've been riding?
Off and on quite a few years, but not that many miles.
This is proof that that doesn't matter. All right, you ready? All right. Excellent, brother. Excellent. Beautiful. Ready? Let's do it. Good job, man. Good job. All right, guys, we're going to talk about this, and then we're going to move on to exercise number 3. But they did good. All right. So, good job, first of all. Some of you guys, the first... No, I don't blow smoke. But if you don't do well at something, I am going to first tell you what you did good, and then tell you what you can improve on, right? Out of the 3 C's in Preloader Nation, confidence is one of the most important ones because everything follows that, right? So some of you guys, the first 5 steps, trust me guys, stop being lazy. That's what I'll say. Motorcycle riders are lazy and complacent. What am I referring to? We're complacent when we stop at a light and put the bike in neutral and just sit there like this. That's complacency. We don't have crumple zones. We don't have airbags. We don't have the luxury to have our thumbs up our ass when we're out there riding. We got to be, unless sometimes you're in a situation, there's a truck behind you where you might want to get something out your bag, but it's momentary. The laziness is, I don't feel like holding the clutch in all that time. That's people that don't practice, because if you practice regularly, this muscle's conditioned, so it's not a big deal. It's like any other muscle in your body. If you don't work it out, you know, it's going to be, you're going to feel it more. And the rear brake is another one. I don't want to move my foot this much when my hand's already right here. So that's why the rear brake on most people's motorcycles, the pads are like brand new. They never use it. But that's because they don't ride like this and they don't understand how to use it, right? Okay. So when I say follow the first 5 steps, if you're starting with your throttle too low, You're not following step number 3. Trust me, give me more. I want to hear it, and I'm going to tell you, give me more. And when you get it there, keep it there. Then you're not going to have any issues. If you still feel falling and you hear your RPMs up, you're not in the friction zone enough. Just open your hand up a little bit and you'll be fine. All right? Any questions? Outstanding. Exercise number 3, moving on. Trust and believe. Do we all trust and believe that as long as we provide sufficient power to the rear wheel, that it's all going to work out? Yes. Yes? You're full of shit. All of you. So all I mean by that is, when I ask people that question, they're not in their head because they understand the concept. But when we get on to other stuff, I could be wrong. When we get on to other stuff, if I ever see you put your foot down, you don't trust and believe. Because if you trust and believe, you would never put your foot down because you know that's the answer. And that's the answer until this bike is all pretty much beyond the footboards, right? Even if it's laying on the side, technically you can throttle and pick it up. We're not doing that. But my point is, don't give up. If you really trust and believe, that's the answer, all right? And that's this exercise. Now, in this exercise is purely, everything's mental, but definitely this. 5 steps. What's always step number 1? Always. First gear. That's right, we're gonna make sure we're in first gear, especially in this exercise. Step number 2, we're gonna cover the rear brake. Now I see some of you guys, if this is your rear brake, your foot's like this. You don't have to hover your foot over the, I mean, nobody wants to do that shit, right? You don't have to hover your foot. You can rest your foot on your rear brake and it's not going to apply the brakes. I know that to be a fact for Harley Davidsons. You actually have to apply pressure to apply the brake. So you can rest your foot on it, don't worry about it. Step number 3, preload and keep it loaded. And keep it loaded, guys. Step number 4 is different now, but it still involves the clutch. Bring your clutch right before the friction zone, right before it. And then step number 5, I want you to pick up your foot. I don't want the motorcycle moving an inch. Trust and believe, and when you start feeling falling, open up your clutch hand. Now, this is why we need the clutch right before the friction zone, because we don't want to be searching for it when the bike's falling. We want it to be right there. Don't pop it, but keep in mind, if you decide to count to 5 Mississippi, you might have to pop it, right? It's not a big deal though, right? It's not a big deal. Sometimes, I'm gonna demonstrate it for you, but sometimes you'll still hear me throttle it a little bit, even though I'm already preloaded. It just makes me feel better to hear it a little bit louder in those instances, right? Trust and believe, guys. I don't want this bike moving a millimeter. You're in control of the bike. So when you're on that rear brake, if you feel the bike inching forward, give it a little rear brake. If you're on the ground, that's, pick up your foot. Now, the purpose of this exercise is not to pick up your foot and see how long you can balance the bike. So if you pick up your foot and immediately put down the other foot, you're in the exercise already. The point is, don't put a foot down when you feel falling. This exercise is designed to reprogram your brain to associate falling with that. Because we don't even have to worry about this. We're going to be preloaded already. The power is already going to be available. That's why it's preload. Keep it there. Feel falling, open up the clutch. Any questions about that? Now, once that happens, we're not going to just fly out. I want you to come to a smooth stop. Not an emergency stop. Don't jam the brakes. Nice and easy, right? Let me show you what I want. And I'm gonna do it right in front of you. I'm not worried about hitting you. First gear. Cover the rear brake. Preload. That's good. Keep it right there. Clutch. Right before. Pick up my foot. Smooth stop. Right? Again, this freaks people out. And we're just sitting still. The worst that could happen is equivalent to a tip over. Right? But the reason why people don't like falling, that feeling of falling is a feeling of not being in control. And we never want to be out of control, especially if we're riding a motorcycle that I paid this much money for, I don't want to drop it. People will go out and play with their kids, and the kids are rough, and it's rough sports, contact sports, but they don't want to drop a motorcycle, right? It's gonna be fine. Anybody have any questions about that? Anybody need to see it again? You wanna see it again? Okay. I'm gonna let it fall a little bit more now. First gear, cover the rear brake, reload, clutch, foot. So the only difference is if I let the bike fall a little bit more, when I give it power, it's just gonna go in that direction before it straightens out. So if it's falling to the right, it's gonna go to the left, it's gonna go to the left. We good? All right, guys. Exercise number 3. And I always have them come from the side, because right now we're getting warmed up for exercise number 4. All right, look at that. Doing the same thing we did over there. Nice stop. All right, make sure you keep your head and your eyes straight ahead. Look at my camera.
All right.
First gear, yes, covering the rear brake. Preload your throttle. Keep it there, clutch right before the friction zone. And when you're ready, pick up that foot. Don't let this bike move at all. It's already moving. Keep it loaded. Give me some more. Okay, pick up that foot. Let it out. There we go. Come to a stop. Stop. Nice. Park back over there. All right, first gear, check. Cover the rear brake. Preload, keep it loaded. Nope, you're moving, you're moving. Trust and believe. Pick up that foot. Trust and believe, Angelo. Head and eyes, straight ahead. Nope, do it. There we go. Come to a stop. Nice. All right. Make sure you're in first gear, you're ready. All right, so you check it. Cover the rear brake. Preload your throttle and keep it loaded. Keep it right there. Clutch right before the friction zone. When you're ready, pick up that foot. Don't let this bike move at all. Come to a stop. Trust and believe. Let it out, let it out. Go, come to a stop. Woo! Nice and easy, but that was nice, man. That was nice. Really? No duck walking. All right. Make sure you look at my camera. Keep your head and your eyes straight ahead. First gear, yes. Covering the rear brake, yes. Preload. Keep it there. Don't move. When you're ready, pick up that foot. Trust and believe. Don't move. You're good.
Too much.
Good, good. Come to a stop. Nice, you're good. All right. Oh man, that was it. Let it out, let it out. Keep it loaded, brother. Keep it loaded. No, don't move. Oh, that was it. Don't forget to come to a stop. Oh, that was it. Trust and believe. Good, preload, preload. Let it out. We'll get it, we'll get it. Good, let it out, let it out. Ah, keep it loaded, baby. Listen to that throttle, concentrate on that sound. Good, let it out, let it out. Try it again. Keep it loaded, brother. Let it out. See what you're doing? What? You're holding the rear brake down. I can tell by the way it sounds, okay. And I see the back of your bike going like this. Okay. You don't have to hold it down because you want to move. But you're, the whole picking up your foot thing, you don't have a problem with that. Sometimes you're sitting there like 2 seconds. Yeah. You're just not opening up the clutch. You're not keeping it loaded. Remember, nice and easy. It's nice and smooth. soon as you feel falling, keep it loaded. Let it out, let it out, let it out, let it out. Keep it loaded, brother. Keep it loaded. Come on, man. You got this. Head and eye, straight ahead. Get off that rear brake a little bit. Let it out. Give me some more preload. Okay. Give me more. Keep it there. Keep it there. Keep it there. It's going down. See? I'm watching your RPM go down. And that's what people do. It's like as soon as it gets time to open up that, to pick up their foot, they lose the concentration. They keep it loaded. Listen to the sound. Good. Keep it there. Keep it there. Pick up your foot. Keep it there. Keep it. It's going down. As soon as you go to pick up your foot, preload, keep it there. Hold it there. Pick up your foot. Hold it, hold it, hold it. So now you're picking up your foot and you're letting out the clutch, but you're pushing the rear brake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when we feel, oh crap, that's what we do.
Yeah.
All right, try it again. Let it out, let it out, let it out. That's why we don't pop it out.
Yeah.
Nice and easy. Keep it loaded, keep it loaded. Get off that rear brake. There we go. Come to a stop. There we go. And that's something I want him to practice. See, and the stall outs are because not following the first 5 steps. All right, you know what you're doing?
Yeah.
Covering the first, okay, good. Preload. Keep it there right before the friction zone. When you're ready, pick up that foot. Don't move at all. Trust and believe. There we go. Come to a stop. Nice, Ray. Very nice. All right, good. First gear, yes. Covering the rear brake, yes. Preload. Good. Keep it loaded right before the friction zone. When you're ready, pick up that foot. Don't let that bike move at all. Come to a stop. Nice. Very nice. All right. First gear, yes. Covering the rear brake. Yep. Preload your throttle and hold it there right before the friction zone. And when you're ready, just pick up that foot. Make sure the bike's not moving. Trust and believe. And come to a stop. Good. Give me some more preload. Good. Keep it right there. Pick up the foot. Let it out. Let it out. Keep it loaded. Come to a stop. Nice. Very nice. Good job. We don't duck walk with 1 foot or 2. All right. You know what you're doing? First gear, covering the rear brake. Preload. The bike's moving. Don't let it move. Right before the friction zone. Preload's good. Keep it where it was. Keep it loaded. Use the rear brake to make sure the bike doesn't move. Okay. Preload. Preload. Give me some more. Keep it there. Keep it there. When you're ready, pick up. The bike's moving. All right. Pick up that foot. Head and eye. Straight ahead. And come to a stop. So you're picking up your foot and it's moving. I want you to pick up your foot with it not moving. Right. Trust and believe. Head and eye. Straight ahead. Preload. Give me some more preload. Nope. You're moving. You're moving. Pick up your foot. Pick up your foot. Don't let it move. Pick up your foot. Good. Trust and believe. Give me some more preload. It's too low. Good. Right there. Let it out. Let it out. Let it out. No. Try it again. Keep your head and your eyes straight ahead. Preload the throttle. Keep it loaded. Keep it right there. Pick up your foot. Don't let the bike move. You're moving. The bike shouldn't be moving if your foot's still on the ground. You got this, man. You're moving. You're moving.
If I head on steel.
Don't overthink it, man. Don't overthink it. Head and eye, straight ahead. Preload. Good. Bike's moving. Bike's moving. Just use the rear brake. That's going to make sure it doesn't move. Preload. Your throttle's too low. All right, good. Hold it there. Pick up your foot. Pick it up. Pick up your foot. Keep it loaded. Try it again. Preload the throttle. Head and eye straight ahead. Keep your throttle right there. Listen to the sound. Pick up your foot. Keep the throttle there. Keep the throttle there. Pick up your foot. Don't move. Pick up your foot without the bike moving. Keep it loaded. Your throttle's going down. All right, open it up. Open the clutch. All right, you had it. That was it. All you had to do is open the clutch. Keep it loaded. Pick up your foot. Let it out. Let it out. Let it out. Keep it loaded. Come to a stop. All right, good job. All right, that's why we practice, guys. All right, we're going to talk about that, and then we'll move on to the next exercise. Right turn, left turns from a stop. All right, guys. That's something that, now, a lot of this stuff you can practice anywhere. That's not one of them. So what we talked about earlier is the first 5 steps. Step number 4 was slowly release the clutch into the friction zone. And as soon as you feel it starting to move, step number 5 was pick up your foot. So some of you guys are still doing, you don't really trust it. But in that exercise, you're bringing the clutch right before the friction zone. That exercise is purely to really get you, it's to transition, trust and believe. So if you were doing like this, that's why we do that, because your brain is still telling you, if you're falling, foot, when really, all you have to do is that, right? And once you get that down, there are gonna come, it could come up. It's another tool in your toolbox, because I don't know if you guys saw the video I did on why my U-turn so damn wide, right? And in that video, I demonstrated to the extreme, handlebars fully locked, and really doing trust and believe, letting the bike fall and catching it to make that turn. So in order for me to do that, I have to trust and believe. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But when I get in the friction zone, wherever I am, I have to stay there, right? If I'm not in the friction zone enough, it's gonna fall, because it's an extreme lean, it's an 850-pound bike. I'm not asking anybody to do that, right? But this is where it starts, right? And if you look at any competition riders, people that do rodeos or anything like that, motor officers, all that stuff starts here. The only difference is you have to practice it. Some people are going to practice it more than others. I just want you to be proficient. You don't have to be in a competition. Just be proficient and confident. That's going to make you a safer rider. And man, you're going to be the boss of that motorcycle. It's not going to be the boss of you anymore. You're not going to be intimidated by it. Every time you put a foot down, you're showing that you're intimidated by the motorcycle. So I thought I was clear earlier when I said no duck walking, 1 foot or 2. So that first exercise that we did, that's what I'm talking about. So I don't care how small of a distance you need to move the bike. That's what you're doing. We're not doing this. We're not doing it with 1 foot, none of that. Let the bike do the work, right? We're out here to learn. We're in a training environment. So even if it's not something you ordinarily do it that way today. And I really would like you to do it from now on. Any questions? Beautiful. That brings us to exercise number 4, right turns, left turns from a stop. This exercise has the highest failure rate out of all of them. And it's like, really? We're not leaning. I don't want leaning here. I told you we're not leaning until we get to exercise number 5. I want you to do this straight up. This gate is 5 feet. Doesn't really matter. 7.5 feet. Shouldn't matter. But it does. And the reason why I was such a stickler over here, if you started off too quick, I told you to slow down, is because I'm preparing you for this. That's why I made you approach exercise number 3 and make a turn. I'm analyzing you guys to see where you are, how comfortable you are. And a lot of motorcycle riders at slow speeds, they already are uncomfortable. But if you tell them to turn the handlebars, oh, hell no. Full lock is like a curse word, right? But the reality is your bike actually balances better with the handlebars turned. Like if you ever see me or anybody else going very slow and sometimes pausing, you'll never see me doing that with the handlebars straight, because turning the handlebars creates almost like a tripod effect, right? So that's why even full lock is not an issue. But all we're doing in this exercise is applying what we've already done. Now, the first time you guys go through here, I'm gonna have you just go straight through. That's always a little bit easier. And then at some point, we're gonna come to a stop, but I'll get to that. When you're riding straight through, as you're approaching, what exercise does this look like? Just approaching. Slow ride, exercise number 2. We did that. You guys look great. You need to do a video and sign it. That's how good you looked. Only thing that's gonna be different is when you get here, you're gonna turn the handlebars. 8 steps in this exercise. Dave, what's always step number 1?
First gear.
That's right. Step number 2.
Cover the rear brake.
Step number 3. Preload the throttle and keep it loaded. And keep it loaded, guys. Step number 4, clutch right before the friction zone. Step number 5, guys, head and eyes. Now here's where the consistency comes in. It already came in really because keeping it loaded is consistency. Head and eyes. When you turn your head and your eyes, I want you to keep looking in that direction. Don't look at my cones, right? See how small these cones are? You're all grown men. It's inappropriate to stare at these cones, right? They're young and impressionable. So, I'm not saying don't look at them, don't stare at them, right? But you really, because we got to be realistic. See where you are, head and eyes. Now, this is what I was talking to you guys about earlier, about people they're in the habit of not turning their head and their eyes and looking where they want to go, not where they're going. We don't ride like this. Now, I've already watched a couple of you guys make U-turns, and even the ones that looked very impressive, you're doing them like this. If you're in the habit of doing this, you're going to do it you're doing it out there already. I know you are. And stuff happens fast out there. So yeah, I want you to make the turn, and head and eyes aids in that, but my priority is your safety. You don't want to commit to a turn before you look. What comes first, head and eyes or handlebars? All right, so if I turn my head and my eyes and I see a truck coming, is there a handlebars? No, it's a rear brake. But if you're doing this and you look quickly and nothing's happening, and now you go back like this, stuff happens fast out there. So continue to look so that you can know what you're doing. So head and eyes. Step number 6, slowly release the clutch into the friction zone. This is from a stop. Step number 7, as soon as your bike starts to move, pick up your foot, and then step number 8, turn your handlebars. 3 things determine the radius of a turn on a motorcycle. What's 1, Angelo?
Power.
Negative.
Angle of the wheel, angle of the handlebars.
Say,
Angle of the handlebars.
I'm sorry?
The angle of the handlebars.
How much you turn the handlebars? Correct. 2 more.
Speed.
Speed. That's the number 1 contributing factor to wide turns. And what else? Lean. 3 things determine the radius of your turn on the motorcycle. How much you turn the handlebars, how much you lean the motorcycle, and speed. We're not leaning in here, I already told you that, so we eliminated that one. So, this is again about being situationally aware. And to answer your question, where'd these big cones come from? Because when I had the small cones, people kept cutting them. The saddlebags going right over them. As far as I'm concerned, they hit that cone. But I need them to know they hit it. So, they cost me money. I got some bigger cones. So, you don't want to be starting too early because the back is always going to trail the front, right? You also don't want to start too late, right? You don't need to be all the way out here. Now, if you do come all the way out here, it's still possible to do it, but now you have to lean, and I don't want that, right? That's not this exercise. This exercise, in motor school, this is like this, and that's like this. They make it so you can't lean, and all the cones are high. But this is not motor school. But I don't want you leaning the bike because you're going to show that you have full control without leaning. If you can lean in here, it means you're going fast because your bike can't lean without speed. If you try to lean and going too slow, it's going to fall. So I don't need to analyze it hard to know you're going too fast. 2 miles per hour. Everything else out here, I'm between 6 and 10 miles per hour. Here, between 1 and 3, right? That's where I want you. Now, when I do this in practice, I stop right here. But you might not be comfortable there, so you can stop here. Stop anywhere in this box, I don't care. I'm also in the middle. If you're more comfortable being over here to make a left turn, by all means, do that. But the more you practice this, you're going to realize, I don't need to do that, right? Now, if we're making a left turn, and you have your left foot down, remember that if you slowly release the clutch, and as soon as it starts to move, you pick up your foot, then you can just pick up your foot like this. But what people have a tendency to do is this. And now they throw the bike to the right. Slowly release the clutch. As soon as it starts to move, pick up your foot nice and easy, make that turn. So again, first time I want you guys to go straight through. We're going to be making left turns first. I'm going to put my camera over there. I want you to look at my camera and say cheese. Keep looking at it. Then when I tell you, you're going to come to a stop. Then you're going to make the turn. Then I'm going to have you stop, make the turn, and stop. Now the reason I had to come up with that is, again, now we're talking about control. And there's some people that would make this turn, and as soon as they felt, uh-oh, too much power. What does power make us want to do? Right? It's going to want to straighten our handlebars, so they go out that way. In that moment, they're not in control. So I don't want you to take stuff like that lightly. I don't care if you hit a cone, guys. Right? They're tough. They don't mind being hit, run over, dragged. They just don't like being stared at, right? It's that simple. So if you need to hit a cone, if you hit a cone but you don't put your foot down, that's a win. Don't put your foot down, okay? Just don't. Power. All right, I'm gonna demonstrate all 3. Any questions? Listen to my throttle. So before I even move my bike, I want to hear that and keep it there. That's for everything we do. Foot, head nice, rear brake, rear brake. Now I'm exaggerating that just to make a point. I don't need you to go that slow. Then we're gonna make a turn. And then last, we're gonna stop and then stop. Head and eyes. All right. Now you see where my motorcycle is? Ideally, you want to be somewhere in the center of this lane, but it's not necessary. You could be over here, but I want you to envision that this is a double yellow line and there's tractor trailers coming this way, and they're right on that line. So we don't want to be right on that line. Any of you guys ever been to Tail of the Dragon? Not yet. Yeah, not yet? Well, if you're leaving, what is that place called? Deal's Gap? I don't know what it's called. Deal's Gap. If you're leaving that space to turn onto the Dragon, it's double yellow line. 9 out of 10 people that leave are way over the double yellow line. And it's a ton of space, a ton of space. One day I want to go there and just set my camera up and record that because it's scary, right? So somebody might go, I'm never going to need to do this. Only people that say that are people that don't know how to do it. Once you learn how to do this, that's another tool. So this is an option for you now. So where the other person will look at this is the gas station. Motorcycle riders dread the gas station because you have to do slow speed maneuvers. So where most motorcycle riders will go, back this bike up, let me duck walk it through here, or let me go all the way around because this is not even an option. You're gonna be like, you're not even gonna think about it, right? All right, any questions?
Do it one more time.
You want me to do it one more time? I can do it going to the right. Which one you want me to do?
To the other side.
Yeah, which one you want me to do? Oh, the other thing. Do me a favor, guys. Come on this side. I'm gonna make a right turn. I want you to look at my foot on the brake. Some of you guys, I'm gonna have to fill out a domestic violence report between you and your brake pedal because you're abusing it, right? Your foot shouldn't be doing this, right? When I say drag your rear brake, it's like I said before about your car inching forward. Small variations of movement. If you watch my foot, if you see it move, minimally, because I just want to drag it, that's it. All right, so I'm dragging it, I'm dragging it, I'm dragging it. Don't have to move it at all, just drag it. That's all I gotta do. If I do it from a stop, notice you hear my throttle. I don't know if you noticed it, but as I'm pulling up, if you listen to my throttle, it's elevated all the way until I put my foot down almost. Because I'm staying in the friction zone until I stop. That's why I'm able to keep it true. If I just pull the clutch all the way in, it's not gonna be steady. Your motorcycle is like a coin rolling across the table. The coin's gonna roll as long as it has momentum, and eventually it's gonna start to waver, and then eventually it's gonna fall. That's your bike with no power. You can hear it. Now I can come off. Good. Good? It ain't gonna look easy no matter how many times I do it. Straight through, straight through. Head and eyes. Excellent. Straight through, straight through. Straight through, Angelo, don't stop. Straight through. Head and eyes, stop looking at my cones. Staring at my cones, stop looking at my cones.
You're absolutely right.
Straight through, Dave, straight through. Head and eyes, look at the camera, look at the camera. Watch your foot. Shut it off. Shut it off on the handlebars too. I got it.
You sure?
Yeah. Much easier to pick it up that way.
Is it?
Oh, much easier. Watch my video on it.
Okay.
All that bending down stuff, it's too much energy. And your handlebars are nice and wide. That was perfect. You might want to take your bags off too.
I was thinking about it.
Yeah, take them off, put them in my trailer. Straight through. Head nice. Don't put that foot down. Just open up the clutch. You might want to take your bags off too. Good. Head and eyes. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Shut it off. Good. Shut off the handlebars too. Huh? Shut it off on the handlebars too. All right. So hold on. I did a video on this. Okay. Much easier to pick this bike up.
All right.
Pull with the right on the left. Push with the left on the right. Feet close together simultaneously. Pushing, pulling, stepping. Way easier.
Okay. Push, pull, step.
At the same time. Yeah, you go straight. Straight through. Good. Your speed is perfect. Stay at that speed, head and eyes. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Good, good. Oh, excellent. Keep going, keep going. His bike started to fall. He opened up the clutch a little bit. That was beautiful. Good. Stay at that speed. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Rear brake. Rear brake. Rear brake. Keep it loaded. Same thing. Slow down. Slow down. Keep it loaded. Good. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Get that foot up. Straight through. Good, keep it loaded, keep it loaded, head and out. So you're looking down. You should be looking up, and right before you turn, look at that camera. Preload, preload. Your throttle's too low right from the start. Keep it loaded, keep it loaded. Give me some more throttle, it's too low. Give me some more throttle. The bike is getting ready to cut off, it's so low. Straight through. Good. Stay at that speed. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Rear brake. Rear brake. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Rear brake. There we go. Coming together. Straight through. Head nice. Excellent. Excellent. Keep going. Very good. Good, good. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Rear brake. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. You're looking at the cones. You're looking right at them.
You're 100% correct.
Yep, yep. Good. Stay at that speed. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Rear brake. Rear brake. Look good, good. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. There we go. Work it out, baby. Head and eyes. Keep it loaded. Good. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Get that foot up. Get that foot up. Come to a stop. Stop wherever you want. All right. Same thing. Follow the first 5 steps. Make a left turn. Go straight through. Head and eyes. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Watch that foot.
God damn it.
I got it.
You got it?
Yeah. Now I did a video on this. Left hand on the right grip, right on the left.
Yep.
Push, pull, and step, all at the same time. 1, 2, 3. Way easier to pick up this bike than getting on your damn knees. I mean, bending down, putting your ass against it. It's
Right.
much easier. What happened? Why did it drop?
I let off the left clutch.
There we go.
Or I pulled in the clutch.
There you go. I know what you meant. I could be blindfolded and tell you what happened.
Yeah.
Stop wherever you want. All right. Head and eyes, look at my camera. Good, keep it loaded. There we go. Nice. Good, good, good. Woo! That's a balance thing, that's all. All right, keep that throttle loaded. Head and eyes. Use the rear brake. All right, you just went out too far. Yeah, back up. Head and eyes. Keep it loaded, keep it loaded. Turn those boys. All right, preload, keep it loaded. Head and eyes, look at my camera. Keep looking at it. That's just a balance thing, and it's a balance thing because if you feel the bike falling over that much, you didn't have your hand open enough, that's all. Head and eyes, look at my camera. Foot up. Keep it loaded, keep it loaded, get that foot up. All right, make sure you keep your head and your eyes up. Look at my camera. Preload. Well, if you feel that, it's because you don't have your clutch open enough, so it wants to fall. You're turning left, so your bike should be leaning left a little bit anyway.
Right.
Keep it loaded. See, your throttle's too low. The whole engine is shaking. Keep it loaded. Keep it right there. Keep it there. Head and eyes. Look at the camera. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Get that foot up. Get that foot up. All right. Straight through. Head and eyes. I'll take it. He just started to turn late. All right, you ready? Why are you smiling? Good. Head and eyes. Look at my camera. Look at my camera. Keep looking at it. No leaning. You're leaning. Come to a stop right there. Head and eyes. Yeah, here is preload. Nice. Keep it loaded. Clip the cone. Pretty good. Straighten out. Excellent. Come to a stop over here. Head and eyes. Turn him, turn him, turn him. So he's not turning the handlebars. He's fighting it. His mind wants to turn them, but he's got rigor mortis of the arms. All right, stop over here. Good, keep it loaded. So this is one of those instances where if you start out wrong, it's going to affect everything.
Okay.
Good, head and eyes. Keep it loaded, keep it loaded, keep it loaded. Turn them. Yeah, good, good. You're good. Don't put that foot down. Just keep on going. I don't care if you hit the cones. All right, come to a stop over here. Preload your throttle, keep it loaded. Good, keep it right there. Keep the throttle right there, head and eyes.
She's gonna be nervous now, I done dropped it.
That happens. Good, head and eyes, head and eyes. Use the rear brake, keep it loaded, keep it loaded, keep it loaded. Just run over the cones, don't put your foot down, I don't care about that. All right. Keep it loaded, loaded. Even as he's pulling off there, the bike is chug-a-lugging. We gotta always be in the habit of making sure that when we preload, the RPMs are elevated. All right, come to a stop. You're pretty much doing it already anyway. All right, I didn't want the lean, but I understand. Good job. All right, so as you're pulling up, see your horn? That's why I can always tell. There we go. If it's shaking a lot, I know your RPMs are too low. All right, good. Head and eyes up. So if you're looking down a lot, keep your head and your eyes up. Head and eyes. Preload the throttle. Keep it loaded. Use the rear brake, drag it as you go along. Good, good, pick that foot up. Come back, come back, come back, come back.
I have to try to get that foot up.
Yeah, okay, now preload. Listen to that sound, keep it there. Good, slowly release the clutch. Pick up that foot, see your preload's going down. Every time you open up the clutch, you let, all right, good.
I got that grip.
Good, good. Raise it up. Good, keep it there. Slowly release the clutch. Keep the throttle up. Keep the throttle up. Trust and believe. Throttle's too low. Get that foot up. Get that foot up. Throttle's too low. Come to a stop. Okay, so when you make that turn, you're actually turning like this. That's the only reason you're over here. But good job. Are these handlebars comfortable doing that? No, okay. That's what I thought.
They're a little too tall.
But you're still doing.
Yeah, it's hard for me because I'm all the way.
Turn the other way all the way. There, clutch. That's the only thing I'm worried about, the right turns. You're good though, you're looking good. Come to a stop. Head nice, head nice. You're not looking to the left at all. Come to a stop.
What did you say I was doing wrong last time? I didn't look at the camera.
You lean.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all. I don't want you to lean at all. Head and eyes. Head and eyes. Yeah, you're not looking at the camera at all. You're looking down. It's harder to balance when you're like this. Yeah, let's do it again.
Look at the camera.
So, right, before you even commit to this turn, you should be looking that way. And keep looking that way. Good. Slowly release it. Good, good. Head nice. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Good, good, good. I don't care if you run over the cones. All he's got to do is turn earlier. Then he won't have to turn the handlebars as much. Straight through. Excellent. Slow down, slow down, slow down. Good, good, good. Your rights are better than your lefts. Much better. Now, straight through. Don't stop. Head nice. Good, good. Don't lean. You're leaning. Straight through. Good. Head and eyes. Head and eyes. Keep looking at the camera. Your rights are better than your lefts. Straight through. Okay, I understand. Slow down, slow down, slow down. See, too much speed. That's why you're leaning. Too much speed. I don't want any leaning. Straight through. Very nice. Very nice. Right in the middle. Straight through, straight through, straight through. Head and eyes. Back up some more. Give yourself some more room. All right. Preload that throttle. Good, 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 good. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Get that foot up. Good, good. Cover it. You got your foot off the brake. Cover that rear brake. Straight through. That speed's good. Keep it there. Good. Keep it loaded. Head and eye. Turn, turn, turn. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Yeah, your rights are better than your lefts. All right, straight through. Nice. The only reason he has to lean is because he's going deep into the turn. And that motorcycle doesn't have the same turning radius as these baggers. All right, head and eyes. Good, turn it. Turning late. Keep it going. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Nice. Look at that. Of course, he had to lean a little bit, but that's because he went in deep. All right, straight through. Beautiful. All right, head and eyes. Look at my camera. Good, good, kid, good. Rear brake, rear brake, rear brake. Nice, you're leaning, but I'll take it. Did you do this from a stop? No, right?
No, I'm doing a stop right now.
Okay. I'll take it, brother. I'll take it. Nice. All right. Have some lean there, but that right turn looked better than your left. I don't know what you're talking about. All right. Straight through. Nice and easy. Head and eyes. Keep looking at the camera. I know you want to look down. Fight the urge. Head and eyes, keep it up. Wow, that's that foot. Don't put that foot down. There, go straight through. All right, do it from right there. Head and eyes, look at the camera. Reload the throttle, give me some more. All right, good. Good. Slowly release that clutch. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Open up the clutch some more. That's why your foot is coming down. There you go. But use the rear brake. You got to at least be in this box. All right, you're good. Did you do?
Make it easier on myself.
Did you do this from a stop?
Not yet.
Okay. Nothing changes, man.
I know.
Preload.
It's all in here.
Your rights look better than your lefts. Preload. Preload. Head and eyes. Start turning. 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 Keep it loaded. Rear brake. Nice and easy. That's another 10 push-ups. All right. Come to a stop. The only reason you're leaning because you're going into it too deep before you start turning. And this doesn't have the same turn radius as the baggers. As soon as you start moving forward, turn. Straight up. Not that early. All right, good job. You can take a break. Take a break. Come to a stop and then you can take a break. Good, good. There we go. Head and eyes, you're looking down. There we go. Yeah, his rights are way better than his lefts. Duck, walk up with one leg. All right. Come to a stop, then you can take a break. Good. Turn him. Keep it up. Yep, good. Nice. There we go. Woo! Beautiful. All right, come to a stop and then you can take a break. Head and eyes. Keep looking at it. Good. Preload. Good, good, good. Outstanding. All right, come to a stop and then you can take a break. Watch your foot! Watch the foot! Open up the clutch! Oh my God! Oh my God! Inches! Inches! His heel just missed. Just missed that saddlebag guard. All right, come to a stop, then you can take a break. Good, good. Come to a stop. Good. When you're first starting off, if you feel like it's going to fall, just open up the clutch a little bit more. Provide more power, but just rear brake. Good job. Take a break. I knew you were coming back. Good. Keep it right there. Slowly release the clutch. Release the clutch. Keep the throttle up. Keep the throttle up. Head and eyes. You're looking down too. Look up. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Keep your foot on that rear brake. Keep it loaded. Your throttle's too low. All right, come to a stop. Take a break. Somebody's been practicing, man. Somebody's been practicing. Looking good. All right, guys, we're going to move on to exercise number 5, single serpentine. Looking good. All right, guys, so I apologize. This is extremely, extremely annoying. Clearly, I had some audio issues. So I had no audio, and this is pretty much lasted. I didn't realize this until I think I got up to exercise number 7. But this is me demonstrating the single serpentine. And so that the people that participated in this practice session can actually see themselves doing these exercises. I'm still going to show the video, but it's not going to have any audio. So maybe I'll put some music over it. I don't know, but I do want them to see themselves. But, you know, it's very unfortunate that, you know, there's not going to be any audio because I need them and you guys to be able to hear the stuff that I'm saying in relation to what I'm seeing. So I'll probably talk to you guys this way, depending on what I see in this video. So again, I apologize. This was just, guys, this was extremely frustrating, right? Rode wireless. I don't know what the hell happened to it. It just stopped, and it's still not working. So I'm in contact with the company now to get these things replaced. I did order some DJI microphones, so I can have those as a backup because the Rode wireless microphones have been giving me problems. All right, so let's watch these guys execute this exercise. And right here, he's doing this perfectly. He's leaning. Right there, he didn't lean as much, but he's keeping his head and his eyes pretty much straight ahead. His speed is not so slow that he can't lean, and it's not so fast that he's having a problem, you know, going through the cones and standing in the exercise. So in this exercise, you have to split the difference, meaning you can't be going too slow, and you also don't want to be going too fast. You want to keep your head and your eyes straight ahead. You don't want to be hugging the cones. He did a very good job on that right here. Very good job. And it starts right here at the beginning. That first cone you go around, you want to come wide. And then you want to stay wide. See, right here, he's kind of hugging the cones. Right? He's kind of straight up at the end because he slowed down at the end. This exercise is also, it's an important exercise because you need to be able to swerve, right? But not at speed. You need to be able to turn the handlebars and lean the motorcycle. You see right here, Ray is straight up. And that's not what I want, right? He's looking at every cone and he is straight up. So he just has to get the fluidity. I let them know, you know, this is only the first time going through it. We're warming up. But again, you need to be able to swerve by turning the handlebars and leaning the motorcycle. But what this exercise is also doing is it is preparing you for transitions. See, transition, swing out wide, transition, swing out right. And when we do our transitions, we do them kind of aggressively. You don't want to do a slow transition because you're losing space that way. And this is going to prepare them for exercises to come. The figure eight, the offset double serpentine, where you're doing transitions, and if you do them slowly, you're losing space. Now right here you can see that he's going too slow, and if you're going this slow, you can't lean the motorcycle. So that's why he's straight up. So is it possible to do this straight up? Yes, but that's not the exercise. You need to be comfortable leaning, manipulating this motorcycle, showing it who's the boss. Stay at a consistent speed in the friction zone, or in and out of the friction zone. I prefer you stay in the friction zone because it's going to help it be smoother. And use the rear brake to control your speed. You really don't have to use your rear brake at all in here once you find the right speed. But remember, we're always covering it. So if we need it, gentle pressure to put us back to where we need to be, and then we're good to go. Right here, again, I would like a little bit more lean here, but not bad at all. Again, he's looking at every cone. I know it doesn't feel natural to just look straight ahead, but see how wide he's starting right here? Perfect. That's how wide you want to start. And look how wide. Well, he actually went out too wide right there. But it's correctable, right? But see, now he's going too slow, so he can't lean. And this is what people have a tendency to do. They'll slow down so much, then they can't lean the motorcycle. And, you know, I let them know, you know, when you come back, give me a little bit more speed. You know, we want to be well-rounded motorcycle riders, so it's good that you can do it straight up, right? That's actually the bonus plus exercise, to lean or not to lean. That's where I want you to do it straight up. But the difference is those cones are not 15 feet apart. These cones are. Good dip, good dip, good dip, transition, dip, transition, dip, transition. And you can see he's comfortable riding that motorcycle in the friction zone. He's comfortable leaning the motorcycle. And, you know, initially he thought that those handlebars were going to be an issue. So I told him, like I tell everybody, turn the handlebars all the way to the right. Can you reach your clutch comfortably? And if the answer is yes, then the handlebars are going to work for you. But we got to pay attention to all of these little things that we probably didn't pay, not even probably, that we didn't pay attention to before we became preloaders and VI preloaders. Because, you know, at that point, the only thing that matters is how the handlebars look. Do they look cool? And that's because most motorcycle riders just ride straight and make slight turns, so it doesn't really matter. Very good right here. Very good. Much better. But once you become a preloader or a VI preloader, and you realize, hey, I need to actually turn my handlebars at slow speeds. If you can't reach your clutch comfortably, you got to get new handlebars or do something with those handlebars, adjust them. All right, Ray's doing he's doing much better right here. See that? Much better. See how fluid he was that time? And guys, when you do this fluidly, when you do it effortlessly, as far as keeping your speed up, leaning the motorcycle, dipping it, it looks like you're going really fast, but you're not. Right here, this is really good. Look at that. Boom, boom. He did very well all day, too. I think he was sandbagging earlier, talking about he's a 2 or a 3. No way. All right, now right here, the speed, once again, it's too slow. If it's this slow, you can't lean the bike. As soon as you try to, it's going to fall. But this is still much better. But you see right here, now he went out too wide. He missed the cone. And that's all she wrote. So this is a matter of keeping the motorcycle, and I say it all the time, find a good speed, and whatever speed you're going, keep the clutch where it is, as far as in the friction zone. Wherever you have your preload, your throttle, keep it there. And then all you have to do is manipulate the motorcycle and use the rear brake to control and correct. Control and correct. That's what that rear brake is for. See how wide Angelo is? Perfect. 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 But see, if you're going fast, see right there, you have to slow down. That's when you see the bike straighten up. If you're going too fast, then it's going to require you to make fast decisions, and you don't want to make things harder for yourself. So that's what I mean. You have to find an appropriate speed, and that's why we practice these things. Because if you practice it, once you find an appropriate speed, then you'll kind of know how fast I need to go to do this, and if I need to use the rear brake to correct my speed if I'm going too fast. Very good. Much better right there. Okay, look how wide he started that. That's perfect. That's how I want you to be. But what happens is people will start out wide and then start hugging the cones. But you see, he didn't do that. He's wide all the way through. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And when you go out wide, it kind of forces you to lean the motorcycle more. And that's what I want. See Angelo right here? Started out wide, second one wide, third one wide, fourth one wide, fifth one wide. Perfect. Perfect, Angelo. That's how I want it to look. All right, this is exercise number 6, guys, the infamous U-turn. And guys, do me a favor. If you think these videos are long, and they are, imagine how long it takes me to edit these. And in this case, that I have to do a voiceover, it's just extending the time. So please, if you're not subscribed to this channel, hit the subscribe button. All right, I appreciate it. That helps me out. So I always go over a couple of things about every exercise prior to doing anything. And right now I'm going to demonstrate to them. Just going to be making a left U-turn, very simple. In, head and eyes, handlebars, slight lean. You don't have to lean a lot. You don't have to turn the handlebars fully, nothing extreme. The U-turn's 27 feet wide. The length is 40 feet. That's not really too relevant. And then you see the cones that are close near the middle. They're not exactly in the middle. Between those cones and the cones to the left, that's 18 feet. And that's for anybody that wants to challenge themselves in there. But again, I say this all the time, an 18-foot U-turn is not necessary. After we do after we do a U-turn, then we do it from a stop. And that's why I stopped right there and I go straight through. And then next we do a U-turn from a stop, and then we stop at the end of the U-turn. And that's because I want you to be in control all the time. And a lot of the times people will make a U-turn and just fly out. You need to be able to upright that motorcycle and bring it to a stop, right? And that's the purpose of that. So I showed them, yes, I don't expect them to do it in the 18-foot box. So now I'm going to demonstrate it how they would do it, making a right U-turn, come to a smooth stop, 1 foot down, boom. That's how it should look. All right, so when guys are making U-turns in here, I want them to commit to the lean right away. And right there, that's a good U-turn. He's not going too fast. He's not going too slow. He turned his head and his eyes. I would like him to turn his head and his eyes a little bit more, because head and eyes, guys, is even more important in a U-turn. And I'm talking about the safety aspect of it, because now you're actually going in the opposite direction. So what's going on behind you is right here. His head and eyes are good. His speed was too slow, and that's why he felt falling right there. And a lot of the times this happens at the top of the U-turn. I tell guys, keep your speed constant. And a lot of the times people get to the top of that U-turn, they don't like the way it feels, so they start slowing down. That's not what you want to do. Because, again, that's when the bike's going to fall. But remember, I don't want you putting the foot down. So if you feel the bike starting to fall, what's the answer? Open up your left hand, right? Provide power to the rear wheel. You're already preloaded, or at least you should be. You should be listening to your engine, and you should hear it, right? Concentrate on it, because that's the most important thing. Nothing else is going to make that motorcycle fall at slow speeds, except not sufficient power to the rear wheel. So just focus on listening to that sound. Focus on keeping it steady, elevated. That's going to make it smooth, as long as you stay in the friction zone and you're good. Commit to that lean right away. So when these guys are making these U-turns, that's why I switched the vantage point of the camera here. I want you to look at the daylight that you can see under their motorcycle. And when they start that turn, whatever that daylight is, you want to kind of keep it consistent. If it's enough, meaning it shouldn't be a lot of daylight, like right here. Look under his bike, see? Now that was steady, and that's why that U-turn was smooth. But what happens a lot is it'll be a lot of daylight, and then at the top of the U-turn, they'll look at the cones and see they're not going to make it, and then they commit to a lean, and that's why that turn is so wide. Remember, 3 things determine the radius of our turn. How fast you're going. Right here, he's going too slow. That's why the foot came down. He's going way too slow. Speed is the number 1 contributing factor to wide U-turns. How much we turn our handlebars and how much we lean the motorcycle. And remember, in here, I'm not requiring anything extreme. Not too much speed, not too much lean, and not a full lock. So you can see right here, he did that with ease. Remember, he said 2 or 3. That's what he rated himself at slow speeds. And that was excellent. You're going to see some more trust and believe moments from him. See right here, too slow. But he trusted and he believed. Right there. If you saw the bike kind of jerk a little bit. Ordinarily, people would put their foot down there. All he did was provide power. Boom, he was good. All right, not bad right there. Not bad at all. But again, if he wants to tighten that up, he can commit to a lean right away and lean a little bit more, and he's good. Again, nothing extreme. Now right here, that bike is straight up and down, and that's why you see the feet come out, because he's going too slow to make that U-turn, to maintain that U-turn. Remember, guys, the friction zone should be pulling you through everything you're doing out here, including these U-turns. So that means I don't want you going fast and swooping through this U-turn either. Right? I want you to be in control of the bike and let the friction zone pull you through. Like right here, boom, 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 boom. Nice. He's still wide, but I also want you to pay attention to the way he started that U-turn. Right? He started it, a good distance away from those cones, and he didn't commit right away, so he lost some space. Head and eyes. Whoa. So what happened there, guys? It's simple. When he went to commit to the lean, he doesn't have sufficient power going to that rear wheel. So as soon as he went to turn, the bike just wants to fall over. He's not going fast enough, and he's not, even if he was going, even at that speed, if he opened up the clutch when he leaned the motorcycle, he would have been fine. Right there. Now that's a nice U-turn, right? It's a very nice U-turn. But he wasn't going, I would like him to be going a little bit faster than that. And that's why he didn't lean anymore. Because remember, the more you lean your motorcycle, the more reliant it is on the power to the rear wheel to stay up. Okay, right there, he's very straight up on that. Again, not a problem at all. But, the point is, I want people to feel comfortable leaning the motorcycle in a U-turn. Again, nothing extreme, but I want you to feel comfortable leaning it. Get the speed up. See, and we got it's the same issue right there. The speed's so low. Every time you feel falling, I want you to not put your foot down. I want you to just open up the clutch, but that's not going to happen if you keep your speed up anyway. Okay, he was in the 18-foot box all day. Look at that. Nice. I'd like some head and eyes from him. And again, it's the safety aspect of it. If you are making turns during practice with your head buried, I'm guaranteeing you're going to do the same thing out on the street. And, stuff happens fast out there. Very nice and smooth. Okay, so here's approach speed right there. That's too slow. Remember, I tell you guys, get your speed appropriately where it's supposed to be, and then stay at that speed. But he's actually staying at the same speed, which is too slow through the whole thing. So he made it around and put a foot down at the end. But again, the point, guys, is I want you to be comfortable doing this. I want it to be second nature. And if you make a U-turn like that on a, in a safe environment in a parking lot, then when you get out there in the street when stuff is happening, it's going to be even more concerning for you, right? You're going to be thinking about it even more. So, I want you to be, the point is you have to be comfortable leaning this motorcycle. You have to be comfortable at slow speeds. So now we're doing it from a stop. Nothing changes. They don't have to do it right from there. They don't have to turn the wheel. They can go forward like he did and then commit to the lean, head and eyes, keep it loaded, stay in the friction zone. Beautiful. Good job. And you're going to have some people that once they get to a certain level, they'll say, hey, I'm good here. And then you're going to have some people that want to push the boundaries and go a little bit further. So you are going to see somebody pull up, and from a stop, they're going to turn the handlebars because they want to do it within that 18-foot box from a stop, like from a dead stop. And that's awesome. Angelo rocking the Magic Strobe from Custom Dynamics. You see that happening in the back of that motorcycle. Guys, if you don't have Custom Dynamics on your motorcycle, your Harley Davidson motorcycle, or even your Indian motorcycle, you don't know what you're missing. Definitely check out Custom Dynamics website. I'm guaranteeing you they have something for your bike that you're gonna like. So right here, I'm telling Ray that he's got to keep the throttle loaded, but he's got to open up the clutch just a little bit more. And go a little bit faster. See how slow he's going right here? That's fine, but open up the clutch. See, it's too slow. Too slow. As a matter of fact, he almost came to a stop. So what a lot of people do is they get nervous, and when they feel nerves, when they feel nervous, they actually pull a clutch in. They take all of the power away from the rear wheel. So, we got to get out of the habit of doing that when we're going straight before we even get to something like U-turns. All right, now check this guy out. Foot up, head and eyes. Very nice. Very nice. And you'll always have somebody that'll say, well, hey, look at the motorcycle he's riding. And I'll tell people all the time, you get on his bike and do the same thing he did. So we can't just say because the motorcycle's smaller that's why he's doing that, because the same skills apply, right? The same skills apply. As a matter of fact, I don't know this to be true, but I'm almost willing to bet that the Road Glide, the Street Glide, those bigger bikes will turn better than that fat boy that he's riding. Yeah, but let me know in the comment section if that's wrong. But I'm pretty sure they have the handlebars turn further. They're heavier, yeah, no doubt about that. But the weight, doesn't really matter. Throttle, clutch, rear brake, head and eyes, that doesn't change no matter what kind of motorcycle you're riding. That's not to say you're not going to feel, obviously you'll feel a heavier bike versus a lighter bike. You'll feel a difference in the weight. But yeah, right there, same thing. I like the fact that he went to commit right away, but he was just forgetting something, and that's the power. You got to have that power. So I told him to go from right there and just dip into it. And that was good enough for me right there. Sometimes I like to test people's boundaries and see where they are, see if they know when to apply certain techniques. But I'm never trying to push anybody too far. There's no pressure out here. There's no pass or fail. I let everybody know that right from jump. And the people's, the biggest critics are ourselves. We're the toughest critics on ourselves. So, but as far as I'm concerned, coming from me, I'm just proud of people for just being out there, and trying to be better. And I say it all the time. I'm not looking for perfection out there. I'm not. As a matter of fact, I like it when it's not perfect. I like to watch people work things out, work out the kinks, because that's how you learn. Plus, I'm glad I'm not looking for perfection because it doesn't exist. I think I told him to come to a stop. And this is important. You got to come to a stop. And I also let people know, yes, come to a stop. Nice and easy. Because I'm all day, I'm looking at how you stop this motorcycle. It should be smooth. You should be practicing and concentrating on, I'm going to bring this motorcycle to a smooth stop. So, most of these exercises, that's why I added this in. Also, they were all told that when you make this U-turn, your motorcycle should be facing straight at the end of that U-turn. It shouldn't be facing to the left or to the right, because again, if that happens in that moment, I know that's not your intention. You weren't trying to do that. So what that means is at that moment you were not in control of the motorcycle, and we will always want to be in control. See that stop? Beautiful. Look how light his foot came down. So even if his U-turns aren't great, I'm going to let him know that stop was beautiful. You know, that stop was beautiful. I don't blow smoke if it wasn't beautiful. I'll just say, listen, we got to work on that some more. But that was great. Foot up. Very good. Head and eyes. Power, 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 power. Okay. See, still, it's not enough power. And that's why that foot's coming down. And it's also because his head and eyes are not turned. And when he gets close to those other cones, he's looking at them. And that's when the foot comes down. If he just turns his head and his eyes and turns his handlebars and keeps the throttle loaded, open up that clutch into the friction zone, he'll be fine. All right, guys, wait for it. I don't know exactly when it happened, but I know it happened. Trust and believe moment. No, it wasn't there, but it's coming up, guys. He did a trust and believe moment that was like, whoa. All right, this guy right here, all of his U-turns have been nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. Good, head and eyes. Yeah, once again, I would like more lean. And the consistency in the handlebars, meaning keeping the handlebars turned, that's going to be achieved if you keep the power to the rear wheel steady. So when you see the handlebars like moving back and forth, that's because of an inconsistency of speed. Every time you feel, you want the handlebar straighten out. Now right here, you notice he didn't stop. Because if somebody is struggling to do this while they're moving, I don't want to tell them to do it from a stop. And right there, he did it. That was the first successful U-turn. So that was awesome. All right, U-turns right. And just like the other way, straight through the first time. Then I'll have them do it from a stop. And then I'll have them stop and then stop again. That was a good U-turn right there. Now, what this did teach me, guys, is every time I hit the record button, I need to also check the audio. If something works all the time, I just took for granted, it's working. And this is why it's so annoying to me as well, because I'm talking to the mic, talking to you guys, and nobody can hear me. See right here, very good. He trusted and he believes, but I still want him to go a little bit faster so that he can lean that motorcycle. Right here, the approach is very, very slow. He needs to pick up speed. Can't lean at that speed. So you're going to either be straight up. Right here, he's out of the exercise. And that's because he can't lean. He's going too slow. Angelo, very slow right here, very slow. If he doesn't pick up the speed, he's going to be straight up. And you can see he's pretty much straight up, but he's still good. Now I'm getting out of the way because the 18-foot U-turn's coming. Look at his head and his eyes. See? Head and eyes. All right, there you go. He looks late, but it doesn't matter. He's good. Okay, so I told him that his right turns when we were doing exercise number 4 were better than his lefts. But right here, it looks pretty equal. We all have a dominant side, though. Right here, he's going too slow. I'm telling him speed up, and he's just slowing down. So right here, go and turn it. Yeah. I say to people all the time, it takes more skill to make a turn straight up than it does leaning. But in this case, I want you to lean the motorcycle. Because we're always working on the first C of the 3 C's in Preloader Nation, and that's confidence. And if you're apprehensive about leaning your motorcycle, it's because your confidence level is low. And we got to, that's something that needs to be worked on. Because if you're riding a motorcycle with low confidence, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. Simple as that. Very nice. See how consistent that U-turn was? The lean. That was nice. Now, sometimes people do this exercise, and when I mentioned it earlier, they'll have a nice momentum in the U-turn, And then at the end, if they feel nervous, they just throttle out and they fly out. So that's why I added making them come to a stop over there too. I want you to be in control. You need to be able to have your motorcycle in the lean and then be able to stop it, upright it, straighten out those handlebars, and come to a smooth stop. Speed, speed, speed. That's what I need. There you go. Hold it, hold it. Like it. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That was his best U-turn of the day. Again, I still want him to go a little bit faster, but he's good. All right, here we go. Right turn from a stop. Foot up. Head and eyes. Nice. And you can see even right there, he's not committing to the lean right away. So that's why you see that little jut of speed. It's like he has to let the motorcycle fall at the last minute to ensure that he can make that U-turn. Because remember, one of the things that determines the radius of the U-turn is lean. So if you don't lean right away, the motorcycle's not going to turn as tightly. But when you see, I need to lean more if I'm going to make this, because he's already at full lock. So him letting the motorcycle fall and then he's basically catching it with the clutch. That's exercise number 3. That's why we practice that as well. Because that comes in even when people don't realize it. And if it doesn't come in for some people, it's because they don't practice it. So their answer is not to open up the clutch. It's put a foot down. But that's how we get hurt. There we go. Not bad at all. Again, I want Angelo to go a little bit faster so he can lean the bike, just a little bit more. But you can see even that U-turn was about 21 feet. So it's not bad at all. All I care about is that you're within 24 feet. Now they have 27 feet here. Like right here. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful U-turn. Look at the stop. Perfect. And this was just a great location, guys, for this. The highway in the background, motorcyclists riding by, hitting horns, truck drivers honking horns, and cars honking horns because people see us out there practicing. It's, and it's up on the billboard too. So good U-turn right there. Good stop. I'm always going to mention a good stop. Always. You appreciate something when you rarely see it. Right? And that's the case here. That's the case with U-turns. That's the case with starting and stopping smoothly. It's the case with doing anything smoothly, slow speed on a motorcycle. Boom. Very nice. Now I'm telling him copy and paste because the last U-turn he made was good. Give me some speed right away. Head and eyes. Commit to it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. There we go. Beautiful. Now you see right there that last dip when he came in? That's the kind of the stuff that I'm looking for. And what I'm referring to is his power was low, so the bike was starting to fall, but he went back into the friction zone. You see he didn't put a foot down. That's really all I care about. All right, I think I'm going to tell him, come to a stop. Very nice. So how did you see that? How it was kind of like it looked like the U-turn was going to be like a swoop into it, but that quick he kind of squeezed the clutch in, rear brakes, he righted the handlebars, and he was straight as an arrow. Nice stop, just perfect. Because things are not going to always work out exactly as planned, but that's why sometimes we have to make adjustments on the fly, depending on what we feel. Sometimes that's pull the clutch in a little, sometimes that's let it out, rear brake, All right, let's get some speed. I didn't tell him to stop. I told him keep going. Go straight through. Head and eyes. Keep it loaded. Beautiful. And a nice stop. Beautiful. All right, guys. Exercise number 7, figure 8. And as you can see, still no audio. Because that idiot right there with the green shirt on demonstrating the figure 8 still has not checked to make sure the audio is working. But anyway, so all of the skills that we've already gone over, the techniques, they're relevant in this exercise. And I'm just demonstrating and letting them see to use all of the space that they need. But even if they're not using all of the space, keep the throttle steady, stay in the friction zone in the same place, turn your head and your eyes, and like I mentioned in exercise number 5, right here, when you transition. Don't transition too slow. You know, this is 27 feet wide, so it's the same width as the U-turn box, but 46 feet in length. So it's plenty of space, but you don't want to give away space, especially if you're apprehensive to lean the motorcycle. See, I love that. Did you see that? He put his foot out, but it didn't touch the ground. So that's fighting an instinct and winning the battle. I love to see that. I think right here I said something to him for duck walking the bike. Remember, we're not duck walking the bike out here. The first thing we do is the warm-up exercise, short starts and stops. And that's what you do if you have to move the motorcycle a very short distance. That's what we do. We do the same thing. Good. Transition. Keep it loaded. His head and his eyes are good. 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 Keep it loaded. Come to me. Transition. See, that transition was slow, and that's why he's right on top of that cone. So what happens sometimes is people slow down too much, and then it's harder to transition the motorcycle. You know, if you keep the motorcycle moving, it's easier to turn those handlebars. So, you know, we're working out there. I tell people all the time, when you come in here, you come in this box, you come into anything that we're doing, we're working. So show that motorcycle with the boss. Turn those handlebars. Good. Good. Good head and eyes. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Transition. Okay, now what happened right there is, instead of him coming to me, and that's why I was saying hold it, he started to come out of the turn to make the next turn. And that's not what you want to do. We're not going to the corner. We're going to the green cones that are on the sides. Really, you're coming to me. That's why I stand right over there where I was standing. I tell people, come to me. Come to me. Good. Head and eyes. Hold it. Now he should be looking at that first green cone. Now looking at me. Come to me. Come to me. Hold it. Hold it. Transition. And the transition is slow, but he's still good. I'd like him to go a little bit faster because he's kind of straight up. Come to me. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Transition. There you go. So he's going very slow. I'm not going to be surprised if I see a foot come down because he's going very slow. But he can do it straight up. Transition. Transition. Now I want him to look at the exit. Look at the exit. A little bit more speed. There we go, baby. All right. Got the ultra limited here. Turn that head, turn those eyes, keep it loaded, transition. Again, see the foot comes out, going too slow. You have to keep the speed up. Good. And at no time in this exercise, this is one of the exercises where your handlebars are never straight. You're holding the turn, you transition, and then you're going into another turn that you're holding. And you do that twice, and you go out, and you get a ka-ching if you do it successfully without putting the foot down or hitting the cone or anything like that. And right there, same thing. Going into the first turn, like way too slow. You got to work with that motorcycle. You can't. It's not going to do things that are against physics. All right, good and nice. You see, he's giving up a lot of space, but he doesn't need it, and that's why I say I don't say use all the space you have. I say use all the space you need, and if you need it all, you need to use it all. He leans the motorcycle enough where he definitely doesn't need all 46 feet. He doesn't need 27 feet wide. So, excellent job. All right, same thing here. And it's just like the U-turn. He is so slow and early too right there that, it just makes this whole thing feel scarier. You can't go that slow and then try to lean this bike. It's going to fall over. It's. So, he just has to get more comfortable, raise the speed a little bit more. It doesn't need a whole lot more, just a little bit more. And that's why I showed them all the way back at the beginning where I did the circle in front of them, dragging the boards. I want them to see that with the motorcycle lean to the extreme, it's not requiring me to go fast to hold it up, but the power needs to be sufficient. And I'm not asking them to lean that much. Just lean a little bit. Like right here, the speed's good. The speed's good. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Keep that speed up though. Transition. Good. Hold it. See right there, he straightened out because he's slowing down. Hold it. Transition. Good. Keep that speed. Look at the exit. Bingo. I might not have audio from this video, but the ka-chings, yeah, we still gotta do the ka-chings when people are successful at this. And right there, I just noticed that he hit the motorcycle. Yeah, all that is, well, I shouldn't even have to tell you what that is, guys. You know what it is. He went to make that turn. He had the clutch pulled in too much. That's why I don't just say power to the rear wheel. It has to be sufficient power to the rear wheel. That's it. That's all it needs to be. All right, come all the way over. Come to me. Oh, my God. He started that way. Yeah, he was just confused. And that happens sometimes out there. You know, people will get lost, to get confused. No biggie. Okay, good, good, good. He gave up some space at the top, but yeah, it's too slow. That's the only reason the foot's coming down. It's going too slow. Good. Hold it. Hold it. A little bit more speed. A little bit more speed. Transition. Yeah. I mean, it just feels so much scarier going this slow if you try to lean the bike. And then if you go to start again, but you're still going too slow, and you pull in that clutch, the result is the same. But again, guys, not a big deal at all, especially not out here. You see all that traffic going on over there on the right side? That's where you don't want this stuff to happen. This is not to say you're going to be making this turn on the highway, but my point is, we're in a safe environment. We're in a controlled environment. Every time a motorcycle is dropped, I always ask them what happened. And that's important, because if you really don't know, and it's happened before where people have told me, I have no clue what happened. If you don't know why you're doing something wrong, you know, the odds are you're going to keep repeating that. So it's important that you know what you did wrong, and then you can concentrate on correcting that, not repeating that. Right here, still too slow. Too slow. And when I say too slow, there's the foot. And then every time somebody puts a foot down, guys, I'm telling you, you're playing Russian roulette with your ankle. And if you get through it, it just means there was no bullet in the chamber, so to speak. We got to get out of the habit of putting our feet down, especially on these bagger type motorcycles, because there's something hard waiting for your ankle or the heel of your foot. Good, good, good. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Transition. There we go. A little bit more speed. But he's good. Every time he feels like something's going to happen, he'll just give it a little bit of power. That's all you need. Transition. Now he should be looking for the exit. Hold that turn. You see his head's turned already. He's looking at the exit. Beautiful. Nice at nice. Looking at the first cone, second cone. Look how tight that turn is. Very nice. Very nice. Nice and smooth. Check out his head every time he's going to turn. Head and eyes. He should be looking at the exit. Money. All right, let's look at the speed. Too slow. Too slow. Like he's almost going as slow as he would be if we were doing a slow ride. Yeah, we need more speed. We need more speed. So that you guys can see that that's a common problem out here with this practice session. It's once we start leaning. Remember, the first 4 exercises that we do, or really 5 if we're counting the warm-up exercise, there's no lean required at all. I don't want any lean. And then when I do want lean, you have to introduce more speed. Now, when you're doing exercise number 4, right turns, left turns from a stop, the speed is between 1 and 3 miles per hour. Everything else out here, for the most part, 6 to 10 miles per hour. That's what you should be doing. Good. See that speed? That's good. Slow down a little bit. See, he was going so fast in that turn that when he got to the other side of it, he couldn't get out of that. He couldn't transition. That's why you don't want to swoop through these things. You know, you want the friction zone to pull you through this whole exercise. And it's going to make everything easier for you to control when you're in the friction zone properly. Good, good, good. Now what happened there is he kind of made this turn. He made that first turn early. So he made the second turn more difficult for him. And I say for him because, you know, if you're not apprehensive leaning the motorcycle and your speed is appropriate, all he had to do was lean the motorcycle more and he was fine. But when he went to lean the motorcycle more, he felt uh-oh, and he put a foot down. Remember, guys, when you feel uh-oh, that's what exercise number 3 is all about. That's what exercise number 2 is all about, the slow ride. Don't put your foot down. Just open up the clutch a little bit, or a lot, depending on the situation. All right, guys, exercise number 8, offset double serpentine. Still no damn audio. I'm telling you, man. Anyway, this is me demonstrating it. And, you know, again, this is figure 8s. That's pretty much what you're doing. See how I'm going out, swing out, dip, transition. So we're doing transitions again. Out, dip, transition. And what I let them know is I don't want them to go through this first gate and go straight to the next gate. As soon as they pass the first gate, in other words, they go through it, dip the motorcycle to the right, right? Dip it to the right. And that's simulating exercise number 5, where you're dipping the motorcycle. And by doing that, they're giving themselves more room so that they're approaching the second gate at a better angle, not an angle where it's going to require them to really have to lean the motorcycle in order to make the second gate and the third gate and the fourth gate. If you do this wrong, if you start out wrong, stuff starts to tighten up on you. Now, I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gates. Usually I have 9 gates, you know, and I didn't realize I had that many gates. And I was like, what the hell? Why do I have 9 gates? So I think I'm going to knock that down to 7 gates because, you know, I don't even know if 7's necessary. But I want people to see that if you don't do this properly, as you progress in the exercise, it's going to tighten up on you. Okay, so as he comes through here, see, hold it, good. And then he needs to hold it. Look at the gate he came from. Hold it, hold it, hold it, transition. And you want to transition, you know, pretty quickly. Hold that, transition. Very nice. And you want to favor the outside cone of the gate. That way you're maximizing your space. Good job. Just very nice. See how he went around those cones at the end, how smooth that was? So he's very comfortable on that bike. Right here, Angelo, hold it. Good. Nice swing out. Hold it. Nice. This is another exercise where your handlebars are never straight, or at least they shouldn't be. Hold it, transition, fall into that turn. Very nice. Nicely done. Good, hold it. Nice swing. Hold that. And if you know that you know, a little apprehensive, see right here how the angle that he's approaching those gates, that gets tougher and tougher now. If I had 9 gates, this would have caught him. But right here, yep, there we go. There we go. But you see the angle that he's approaching those gates. And that all started in the second one. He didn't come over enough. And you want to swing out wide. Now you see green cones on the outside, and I put those there because if this is too tight for some riders, I tell them to just go around the green cones. Nothing else changes. I still want them to look at the gate that they came from. Hold it. Same thing. Hold it. See, there was really no swing there. So you see the angle he's approaching that gate? That's going to make this gate way tighter. See, and that's why he missed that gate. You have to be, and again, guys, that's all of these exercises build on one another. So if you struggled with the single serpentine, then this dip that I'm requiring you to do when you go through that first gate, it's not going to feel as comfortable for you. It's not going to feel natural. You need to come through that gate, dip to the right. See, I would like for him to have dipped to the right more, and he didn't. So that's what I'm looking for. Big dip right here. Dip it, transition. Hold it. So you see how we hit that inside cone? Remember I said favor the outside cone. That way you're maximizing your space. That's a good dip right there. So you can start out, wrong, and you can correct it as you progress into the exercise just by holding the turn, the next turn, a little bit longer. Like right here, he's not leaned at all. He's going straight for the gate. So if you do that, now you're going to be beyond the next gate you want to get to. And that's where the problems start. So I know I said I would put music over this, guys, but nobody wants to listen to music while watching this, except maybe the people that are actually participating in this. But I want to talk to you guys and let you know what the hell's going on, what I'm seeing, what I want you to see. And you guys can see he's pretty stretched out with these bars, but he's still doing excellent. Just scoot up on that seat and do what you got to do. All right here, Angelo came in there a little fast. So now he's not as far to the right as I would like him to be. So he's going really fast. So now he's right on top of that. See right there? See how long he held that? That's what I mean when I say you can correct it. You're just going to have to lean a lot and hold that turn a little bit longer for the next one. And boom, he corrected it. Because you could go right to the gates. Just more work. You got to lean more. That's all. Hold that. So he's beyond the second gate. So again, this is another one of those examples. If I had 9 gates, this would be a lot tougher. Not impossible. Good job. There we go. That's a nice swing out right there. But see, he's straight up right here. Should be lean. So if you don't lean, see, now you're losing space. And the turn's not tight enough. And then that's the result. And it's because he's going too slow. Hold it. See, I wanted him to hold that a little bit longer. You want it to be big swooping turns. That's what you want. It's just going to make it easier for you. But at the same time, it's going to help you practice leaning the motorcycle and holding those turns and being comfortable doing it, at slow speeds, but not so slow that you can't lean. Like right here, this is good. See the fluidity? Hold it. Good. Transition. Hold it. Boom. Throw it over. That's how it should look. Nice. Beautiful. Okay, good. Hold it. Good. All right, that's better. Hold it. Lean it over. Transition. All right, see the transition's too slow. It's harder to transition the handlebars when you're going too slow. Good. Keep it going. Good. And if necessary, go around the green cones. Not a big deal. When you feel comfortable, try to go through the gate. Okay, now again, we got to deal with the speed. There's no dip there. So I think I told him it's a good idea to just go around the green cones. Hold that turn. Hold it. See, he's still not holding the turn. So now he's coming straight at that next gate. So this is it's very tight. And then now you're going to be beyond the next gate. Right there, he held that. That was good. Good. Oh. So, he knows what he's got to work on. And that's what this is all about. I said it at the beginning that this is to let you know where you stand and what you need work on. Angelo looking good. Whoa, big dip right there, but he's good. Very nice, Angelo. You check out that digital billboard. Look at that digital billboard in the background. Advertising both practice sessions here at Gator Ford. Just awesome, guys. Just awesome. Hold it. See, that transition was slow. That's the only reason. That's because he slowed down a little bit too much. But he worked it out. And that's what I like to see, work it out. I believe there's something in here for everybody. Welcome to exercise number 9, the Abominable Snowman. We have 4 circles here. Now keep in mind, the circle's tighter than the box. This first circle is 27 feet. The green cones just separate the circles. That's why they're there. I can see one of my cones are askew. So somebody was, I gotta put cameras up, man. I gotta start catching people. All right, 27 feet, 25 feet, 22 feet, 18 feet, right? Now, tell me your name again, Braden. The head and eyes are just phenomenal. Like, you need to be on a poster, right? Keep that up. And I already talked to you about counterbalancing. Some of you guys are leaning like this at slow speeds. You know what? All right, realistically, it really doesn't matter. As long as you have sufficient power to the rear wheel and your handlebars are turned, you're gonna make the turn. But counterbalancing makes the turn feel more comfortable. No, why would you put yourself closer to it? At slow speeds? Yeah, I don't wanna be down there. So, okay. When you guys come in here, first of all, I want you guys to do this at least twice. If you start going right first time, start going left the second time. If you come in here and all you wanna do is 27 feet, come in, go around, and just go back out, right? But when you come in here, don't give up space, right? Use your space wisely. So don't start your turn here. If you start your turn here, you're gonna have to make it up over there. Now I know everybody doesn't need all of this space. So act like I'm talking about a tighter circle. When you come in here, put your wheel right here, in the vicinity of here. And then hug these two cones. Don't start committing early, because then it's going to catch you over there. Put your wheel placement. Wheel, commit, I'm sorry, not commit, hug, commit. That's how you got to do it. And if you're going to go up to the 18 foot, which most people aren't going to be up there, and that's fine, you don't have any room to give away. And the same could be true here. It all depends on your skill level, right? If you want to go to the next one, go around, come through here, wheel placement, hug, commit, head and eyes. We're not doing this straight up, all right? We need to be leaning. And if you want to go back out and go out, just do those two, that's fine. 3, that's fine. 4, that's fine. All right? Whatever you want to do, but whatever you do, do it, make it look smooth, right? Make it look good, right? Now, some of you guys are struggling more left than right. So if that's you, and you're planning on going up to 22 feet, start right. So that way when you get to the tighter circle, you're doing it on your strong side. I still want you to do it the other way too, but we're all about building confidence. Any questions? Let me run through it.
27, 24.
25. 27, 25, 22, 18. Again, keep your throttles loaded, right? Listen to your throttles and keep them there. That's the goal. Placement. Commit. Head nice. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Wheel placement. Hug them. Commit. Head and eyes. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. All right, let's do it. Good, good. Good, hug them. Commit. Hug them. Commit. He went for it though, that's confidence. you got to be confident to even go for that. So. Early on that one, but he's good. Early. Go all the way over, all the way over. Nah, it's not gonna happen. Watch that foot. And you doing it the worst way. You're putting your foot down and then letting your foot go all the way back. It's like you're testing the waters, man. Shut it off. Okay. Put your left hand there, right hand here. Oh. All right, face the bike, good. Simultaneously, 1, 2, 3, push, pull, step. Push, pull, step. Walk toward it. See, and you got your feet sideways instead of straight. That's another thing. So you want to make sure your feet are straight, not sideways. Because if you put your feet sideways, now you're using legs. You want to be straight ahead. Boom. What happened there?
Too slow. No,
yeah,
power.
And you got spooked because you didn't go over far enough, so now you had to lean more. And that lean was like, oh, but you still had it if you just stayed in it. Good, head and eyes. Good, keep it loaded. Started too early, but you're good if you lean it. Good, good, good. Keep it loaded, go all the way over. Nah, that ain't happening. All right, good job. All the way over. Hug those 2 cones, commit. Good, good. Come on, come on, keep the speed up. Hug these 2 cones, commit, lean it. Oh. All right, he's gonna start with the right turns. All the way over, all the way over. Good, hug him, commit, lean it, good. Something,
Keep grabbing the clutch.
something about that apex of the turn, as soon as you get there. Shut it off, is it off? Okay.
It's this on this, right?
No, because you got your left on the left.
Oh,
yeah, there we go. Pull, push, step. There you go, watch your camera. I got it. All right. Yeah, it's like as soon as you get to like a top of a turn, you pull the clutch in. Yeah. But I see you started at the right. You were good, man. You were golden. Try it again. He was golden, man. He was looking smooth. All right, Keith's gonna be up here at the 18 feet. So I'm just gonna come up here. Early. You don't have any space to give away in that 18-foot circle. All the way over. Hug him. Commit. All the way over, all the way over. Hug him. Commit. Commit. Good try, man. Good try. I love the fact that he's even trying it. Again, not necessary, but we all have different goals. Give me some more speed, more speed. Give me some more speed. You're going too slow. Open up that clutch. Open up the clutch. You're starting that turn too late. Too early, I'm sorry. Keep it loaded. Get that foot up. Keep that foot up.
Got it.
All right. Preload, preload, preload. He'll get it eventually, he just has to practice at it. All right, he's very early on that. A lot of speed, pushes him out wide, but he's good. Head and eyes. Good, lean it. Lean it, you're straight up. All the way over, all the way over. Hug those two cones. Commit, 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 commit. You're married, commit. Gotta commit to that lean, baby. Very nice, very nice. Head and eyes, good, counterbalance. All the way over here, all the way over. Slow down. Keep that foot up. Came in here like a bat out of hell. Left hand on the right grip. Good. Feet, face it straight, just like this. See my feet?
Straight.
Yep, straight.
Okay.
Then 1, 2, 3, push, pull, step.
You mean push?
Push, pull, step at the same time.
Push, okay.
You're pushing with this hand, pull. Keep that hand straight. You don't have to have it bent. Push, pull, turn that hand around. Yeah, try that. Push, pull, step. All right. You still got these damn wheelbarrow handlebars too. That don't help. Let me see something. Oh, you're doing some Incredible Hulk stuff.
Come on, what the fuck, man?
Don't get frustrated, man. No, I'm fine. I call this first world problems. Most motorcycle riders wish this was the issue. Yeah, come on. Do it one more time. I know I said last time, but I know he wants to do it again. He doesn't want to end on a drop. Braden's looking really good. And when he gets up to the 18-foot box, he has to commit to that lean. Stay in it. Oh man, I'm telling you guys, it's a nice breeze out here. And these Indy Ridge boots, these crossfields, the ventilated ones, I feel the air blowing through it. Go all the way over, all the way over. Hug, commit, commit, lean it. Yeah, you just gotta lean more. He made his own entrance. Get the speed up, you're going too slow. There we go. Good, 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 good. All the way over, all the way over. Hug these two cones. Commit to the lean. Turn it, lean it, lean it, lean it, lean it. Keep it loaded. You guys playing chicken? Go to the trailer. Deb! All the way over. Good. Good. Right here. Slow down, slow down. All right, you screwed yourself. Good. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Well, I don't even know why you're going in there. You don't belong in that neighborhood. Not yet, at least. Go to the trailer, Angelo. Good, good. Keep the speed up. Good, that's good. Good, 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 good. Head and eye, slow down, slow down, slow down. All the way over, all the way over. No, you're not good. No good. All right, he started with a right, so he's going to be making a left turn up here. Right here, Keith. Stay with it, stay with it. At least one person here was secretly hoping that you dropped this bike today. All right, over to the trailer. You can take a break. Good, keep it loaded. Good, hug him, commit. Keep it loaded. Good, keep it loaded. Keep it loaded, keep it loaded, keep it loaded. Head and eyes. Keep it loaded. All the way over. All the way over. Hug those two, commit. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded, good, 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 good. Yeah, good. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Good, keep it loaded. Commit, commit. I'll take it, man. Trailer. All right, guys, it's bonus time. You know we got two, but we start with the maze. All right, I don't expect to see all the yous in here today. That's New York talk. All the yous. Welcome to the maze. Yeah, forget about it. This is a bonus exercise, but it's the same as every other exercise. And what I mean by that is there's no pressure. You don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. All it is a series of U-turns, but they're all 18-foot U-turns. The green cones are just the cones you need to go around. So if you start over here, you're making 2 lefts, 1 right. Start over here, 2 rights, 1 left. I'm going to demonstrate it. It's really not much to talk about. Everything that we've been doing today, just apply it in here. But you have to lean the motorcycle. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You have to lean the motorcycle. So if you notice, nothing's dragging. It's still not extreme. If I'm using my space properly, going all the way to the left, if I'm gonna, I'm sorry, all the way to the right, if I'm gonna make a left turn, turn my head and my eyes, commit to the lean right away, so I'm not losing any space anywhere. And because of that, I don't have to lean a lot to make it, right? Who's going? Keith, you going? I'm going. You doing this? Oh, and listen, kudos for everybody in that Abominable Snowman. definitely Keith and Braden for even attempting the top of that Snowman, because it shows confidence, right? We all have different goals. I tell you, that's not necessary, but the fact that you tried it. And I told Keith, I said, listen, secretly, at least one of these guys will, God, let him drop his bike at least once. So, done. All right, you going first, Braden? Let me get out of the way.
You yelled at me for going into that circle.
Because you're in the wrong neighborhood. You're not ready for that yet. Yet. Good, good, good. All right. So listen, you're good, but when you're coming over, like when you came over here, you started making this turn from right here. Come up more. That way you can get the ass of the motorcycle to kind of straighten out more. You're good. Why are you getting on that motorcycle? Why are you getting on that motorcycle? I'm just, good, lean it, lean it, lean it. Good, all the way over, all the way over. There we go, hold it, lean it over, lean it over. Watch that foot, that's 10 push-ups. Yeah, you definitely don't want to pull the seat. It's not that secure. Yeah. I didn't even know what the hell happened. I had my back turned, but I don't have to see it to know you pulled that clutch in. Yeah. All right. You got this, man. You have this. All the way over, Angelo. All the way over. Lean it. Commit. Head and eyes. Nice. All the way over. All the way over. All the way over. Commit. Not bad at all, brother. Not bad at all. You're just not committing right away. Show him how it's done, man. Head and eyes, Keith. Head and eyes. Good. Head and eyes. Look over your shoulder. Good. Trust and believe. Good. Commit. Good. Commit to the lean. Commit to it. There you go. Hold it. Hold it. All the way over. Commit. Keep it loaded. Lean it. Just got to lean. That's all. Commit to the lean. Commit. Head it. And you're not, your head and eyes, you're looking down.
Yeah, you're right.
You going again? Head and eyes, Keith. Good. Good. Head and eyes. Commit. Good. All the way over. Good. Commit. All right, so the way Keith is doing that, that's at another level. But I want you to realize when you don't commit to the lean right away, you make the turn scarier than it has to be, because then you end up at the last minute doing that swoop thing where you're falling into the turn. Whereas if you commit right away and just stay there, it's a nice smooth turn. The way Braden is turning, the way he's making his left turns. When he starts to go right, you too, Angelo, when you go to go right, you get timid. You don't commit to that lean and that's the only reason you're going wide. But that's outstanding, man. All right, sermon over. Commit! See, he's not committed. That's why it's wide. Yeah, you're not leaned over enough, that's why. All right. Hey, Keith. You gonna go the other way, or you're good? Oh, you want to do this way? Come on, come on. Good. Commit to that lean. Lean it. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Commit. Good. All the way over. Commit. So you're making that turn like this. Yeah. Like you're leaning into it. All right. We're gonna move on to the bonus plus exercise. To lean or not to lean. You guys are gonna love this one. All right, all right, all right. We're winding down, guys, but we ain't there yet. Welcome to the bonus plus exercise. To lean or not to lean. These cones are 10 feet apart. And it's called to lean or not to lean because the goal is to see who can clear the most cones without hitting a cone, putting their feet down, okay? And you're either gonna do this straight up or you have to decide, do I lean, right? That's something you gotta figure out as you go down. I'm gonna demonstrate how I do it, and then you guys have at it. But just keep in mind, everything that we've done today, this is this. All of this stuff builds on one another. Apparently, you guys must think you're gonna walk through this because nobody's got a motorcycle. He said, that's my plan. All right, have at it, guys. To lean or not to lean? That is the question. All right, we got Braden here. That's one cone. That's 2. 3. Oh, that's it. You hit it. 3 cones for Braden. Got Ray. That's it, you're out. You hit the cone. Up, you're done. Up, 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 up. That's it, 3. Now right there, he should have leaned. That's what it's called, to lean or not to lean. Because he wasn't gonna make that straight up. So you have to decide, do I lean? It's almost like trust and believe. Nice, nice, nice. All right, 4 cones. That's the most right at this point, 4 cones. That's all of them, baby. I'm not surprised. Fishtails. Up, that's it. You hit a cone. You hit a cone, you're out. That's 2, that's 3. All right. You're out. You hit the first cone. Really? Just came in there fast. Yeah, this is gonna catch him. Too much speed. Uh-oh, one more. There we go. Good job, Angelo. Keep it loaded, keep it loaded. All right, that's it. Come on. Ah. Guys, we got Wind Road Therapy over there. Check out our YouTube channel, Wind Road Therapy. She's also on Instagram. Came out here to show some love. She was going to participate. There we go, work it out. All right. Come on, Keith. Really, the first cone? All right, make sure we cleared the first. Uh-oh. Gonna have to lean into that one. And then that's it. There we go, to lean or not to lean, but that's it. All right. Give me some more throttle. Your throttle's way too low. All right, you're out. You put a foot down. All right, guys, it's FTL time, which is follow the leader. And of course, we got to talk about the rules first. All right, guys, good job on that. It'll challenge you. And yeah, when you went last, it was one of those moments where to lean or not to lean. I saw you weren't going to do it straight up, and you should have let it lean. That way you pick up that cone, but you just went straight. So, and Keith, that's what he actually did, but it was just a matter of time. It was going to catch him. He's locking up the wheel and everything, but it's, you know, it is what it is. But it shows how much control that you have on your motorcycle, and you really sometimes have to make full lock turns. Make full lock turns. So clutch control, rear brake, keeping it loaded, and it's a piece of cake. But every now and then something's gonna happen, we lose our balance. All right, FTL time, follow the leader. Here are the rules, they're very simple. Please pay attention. I get people eliminated, not because of their skill level, but because they didn't pay attention to the rules. I'm the leader. Do what I do and do it the way I do it. So what I'm referring to is, if I go to make a stop, and then I'm gonna turn, and I stop here, and you say, oh no, I'm gonna stop here, you're out. Pull into the middle of this parking lot. We're gonna do a circle around you. We're gonna blow our horn saying bye-bye to you. Don't worry, you're not gonna be there alone for long. If you put a foot down, you're out. If you hit a cone, you're out. Any questions? It's really that simple, all right? And you know, there's no mulligans. So if you're out, you're out. And we work on the honor system. Now, I don't expect you guys to turn each other in if I miss something, but I'm gonna have a 360 camera pretty high. So when I'm editing this video, if I see something and you didn't fess up, I'm gonna blow you up in the video. I'm just letting you know. All right? All right, let me get all set up. Now again, usually I have lines, and one of the rules is if you hit the line, that's it, you're out, stop. We don't have that today, so if you hit the motorcycle next to you, just stop, you're out, right? I'm gonna have my hand up in the air. I'm gonna say on your mark, get set. My hand's gonna come down on go. When my hand comes down, if your foot is still on the ground, just stay there, you're out. This is gonna be a best of 3. Whoever's rear wheel passes these cones first, you are the winner. I'm sorry, last. Whoever's rear wheel passes it last, you are the winner, because the winner is the loser. This is nothing but what we did hours ago. Slow ride. Any questions? Preloaders, start your engines. On your mark, get set, go, out, out. You got it, Angelo. Do it again, go. One more time, go. Out. 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 Whoa! Photo finish! So guys, I'm actually gonna have to go back and look at that to see who won that. That was a photo finish. We can't go by the fishtails, we go by the rear wheel. All right, did you enjoy yourself?
I did, yes.
Awesome. Remember what you rated yourself when you first got here?
I believe a 4.
Any change in that?
Yeah, I'd say I'm about a 7 now. 6.5 easy.
Outstanding job out here, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, absolutely. All right, you enjoy yourself?
I sure did.
You remember what you rated yourself when you first got out here?
Man, I did. It was a 5.
Any change in that number?
Absolutely, absolutely. I feel that I've increased it to about a 7.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel that much confidence. Thank
Pleasure,
you again.
brother.
Pleasure.
You did great out here.
Thank you, sir.
I'm not surprised. You enjoy yourself today?
Very much so.
Good. You remember what you rated yourself when you first came out?
1.5.
Any change in that number?
Maybe a 1.8
No,
now.
come on,
I
man.
know what I need to work on.
Okay,
that's for
good.
sure.
And that's the goal.
Yeah.
I don't agree with your number. I think it's too low, but that number's for you. Pleasure to meet you, man.
Thank you, buddy.
All right. All right, you enjoy yourself?
Yes, very much.
You remember what you rated yourself when you first came out?
Between a 2 and a 3.
Okay. Just in case you sandbag, I don't want to be in the same frame. Any change in that number?
Maybe a 4 to
Maybe a what?
4 or 5.
Give me my mic, man. Get the hell out of here. You ain't no damn 4 or 5. Pleasure to meet you, man.
Good to meet you.
Sandbagging big time, 4 or 5. I didn't ask you how many hundreds of pounds can you lift. I said, what do you rate yourself? What's going on? This guy means business. He still got the gloves on. You enjoy yourself?
Yes, sir.
Good, good. You remember what you rated yourself when you first came out?
3.
Any change in that number?
6 or 7.
6 or 7?
Yeah.
All right. Pleasure, man.
Same to you.
All right. All right. Did you enjoy yourself?
I had fun. A lot of fun.
Good, good. You remember what you rated yourself when you first came out?
I didn't do the video beforehand, but I would have said I was a 3 beforehand.
Any change in your number?
I got a little more confidence. I'd say I'm
Good.
closer to a 4 or 5, maybe.
That's what I'm talking about, brother. Pleasure to meet you, man.
You too.
You enjoy yourself?
Enjoyed myself. Didn't know how to rate myself.
Gotcha.
Cause it's my first time doing this.
What did you rate yourself? You remember?
5,
Any change in that number?
3.
Okay. And that happens sometimes.
But like I said, this is my first time, but now I know where I need to practice at.
Yeah.
So now I know. Now I got a place to start. You know.
You got to keep that throttle loaded.
Loaded.
That's so important.
Preloaded.
Stop putting those feet down, brother.
Hey.
Pleasure to meet you.
All right, same here, man.
All right. You can mail those push-ups to me.
Rob, it was a pleasure.
All right. Yes, it definitely was. You enjoy yourself?
Yeah, but watching your other videos, there was more shade. I I'm not sure how you did it. Then
Actually, this is not bad.
No, now it's not bad.
Yeah. You remember what you rated yourself when you first 2? Any change in that?
I think I did better than that.
Okay.
I don't know, a 4. When I come to see you again, I'll bring better than that.
That's what I like to hear, brother.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
All right, guys, so that's going to do it. Practice session number 67 is in the books, and this was just awesome. And what's really great about this, I say all the time that I would love motorcycle clubs to come out and practice with me because they all ride together. So I think it would be great for them to practice together, and then they can kind of see where each person is. And, you know, I feel like I'd be more comfortable riding next to somebody if I knew exactly how comfortable they are on their motorcycles. And this is where you learn all of that, right? And these guys ride together all the time. They go out to lunch together, and it's just, it's great camaraderie here. I like it. I get a good feeling here, right? All right, guys, the other beautiful thing about this is nobody's got to pick up a cone, right? We can leave it out here until tomorrow. Practice session number 68, going to be here again. And again, that's at Gator Ford. So if you're not already signed up for it, you want to just stop by, please do so. All right, guys, listen, spend more time being thankful for the things that you have and less time complaining about the things that you don't. Seat time doesn't equal practice time, guys, and that's why these guys are out here. If you have time to ride your motorcycle, please make time to practice on it. Until next time.